right, all right, all right. Excuse me. I think I am live. so, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So happy to be here. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you've been having a great weekend. So many blessings to all of you. And I'm excited to see what messages come in from Spirit today. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Yeah, before we get started and everything, let's bring in some as I get the dust out of my singing bowl here. Let us bring in some beautiful love energy and get the cobwebs and the dust away, right? Let that love flow in just a moment and fill us up and into our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, our energetic body. Let it fill us up and flow out to the outside world, letting it raise the love vibration of the planet as well. um, Something we can do while we're doing all that is to help raise our own love vibration is to focus on what we're grateful for right now in this moment. Just one thing is all it takes to raise that love vibration. Sincerely have gratitude for whatever that one thing is that we zero in on, and it allows us to become a receiver of messages from spirit, but also blessings, and especially we magnetize ourselves to attract those things that we're grateful for. So we'll do that. But to start off, we'll come back to this moment out of the chaos of the outside world, out of the future, out of the past, into this moment. We'll take a big deep breath. You can hold it for as long as you feel comfortable, and then we'll release, and then we'll begin the singing bowl. So if you'd like to join me, let's start by taking a big deep breath in. Hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Please don't pass out or hurt yourself. I would like to have you still with us during this adventure. All right. So big deep breath in. Beautiful. All right. I will hit the singing bowl 3 times. I'm not sure how loud it'll be. It always varies. So watch your ears and remember gratitude. Here we go. Wow. Thank you guys so much for joining me in doing that. What a flow of energy today. That hit deep, 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 deep. All right, let's put her back on her little shelf here. Let her watch over us. There we go. So, hello, everybody. Happy, happy day to you. So glad to have you here with me on my adventure and my journey. So thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel, new to these readings, I'm Bretta Zen. We got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts and great senses of humor. Two things we can definitely use in this human adventure to make it an easier path for Shizzle. So welcome. If you're interested in how the whole process works, everything is detailed down in the description box of the video, so you can always reference it there. But quickly, donations do get first priority. Free readings are generally 1 to 2 cards, but for donations, we do dive deeper into the tea. You also get a fortune cookie, an oracle of spirits choosing here um, at the end of your reading, each reading, which gives you a little extra message from spirit as well. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat down below in the chat or in the description box of the video. We do have the Venmo, the Cash App, the PayPal, or the Square, whatever you, however you'd like to give, and whatever you'd like to give is up to you. I don't have set dollar amounts. I know everyone's finances vary, and cost of living is different, and rate of exchange is different. So whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. um, what else? What else? At the end of each session, I do put a pinned comment listing the order of, not really the order, but I have donations and free readings. So I do put every reading I've completed with timestamps. So all I have to do is click on that. It'll take you right to your reading. I know, super high tech, right? But I love that we have that option. So it's beautiful. Um, Sundays are unique in that I'm whatever I don't finish in like my 3-ish morning session, I do come back in the afternoon and finish everything. So as long as you put your question out there, we will get to the reading sometimes today. Sometimes I finish everything in the morning session. But if I don't, then I do come back on and we make sure we have everything. Um, yeah. And I did complete all readings this weekend. I did say, hey, Michelle. Yeah, I did complete that. I answered your comment and I pinned it there, but just in case here, here is here's I copied and pasted it here. I had a feeling that I would need to give this to you. So here it is, and this is the little thing here. There you go. Boom. So that'll take you to the stream. I did a separate little mini stream that evening just for you. So that's the link to the reading from that evening. And if you'd like me to do another general reading as a free reading for the session, we can do that, a 2 card reading. But thank you again. And sorry about that. I know you had the you commented on the stream, and I was looking for your in the chat, and so after I was done, I was like, "Oh, you answered like 4 hours ago." So I'm so sorry. I have it in my head that I will check the comments before I end a stream if I'm missing a question. That way, if someone does it there, I can be uh, aware of it. So it's always learning, always good learning stuff. All right. I think that's mainly the stuff about the whole process. I just want to make sure everyone knows I do have a podcast series, a new podcast series called The Easier Path. And we do have the second adventure out. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll be hopefully coming out with the third one next week. So that will be uh, fun there. And we also have a drawing coming up on November 5th. I plan on having drawings on every new moon and full moon for the remainder of the year. So be on the lookout for my little postings telling you how to get into each individual drawing. I'll put out a separate posting each time. But this one is the one for November 5th. So you have a chance of winning a 30-minute personal recorded reading or one of my hedges of peace and love. Sorry, my pipes are clearing out. And don't tell anyone, but next weekend, I'm going to be giving away every session, all 5 sessions I'm on Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and Saturday and Sunday mornings, afternoon. I'll be giving away two 15-minute person recorded readings. We have a drawing for uh, the donors, whoever makes donations, and then also for the free readings. So I'll have two announcements per session on who the winner is. So I know I'll put out an announcement next week explaining more about how it's going to work, but that's just between you and me. All right. Also, I do have some specials going on uh, right now. I'm extending it to through January 1st of 2026. I know it's really not that far away. It's crazy. But my 15-minute and 30-minute personal recorded readings are on sale. And then next week, I'm going to put out an announcement too about I'm adding my 1 hour, my live readings, and my Hedge of Peace and Love. So I just want to have some specials and some savings for the remainder of the year for everyone. I'm just in a giving mood, and that's all right. We can do it. I'm allowed. Also, in my Easier Path playlist, I added another video. It's a little 5-minute video of me channeling spirit, and this time my higher self came through. I do automatic writing, and this one I read on a video, and it's like I said, 5 minutes. It's about walking consciously and how it helps us not kind of go off road and end up in a ditch the more we walk consciously. And so it's really, if you haven't checked it out, please feel free to do that. It is free. All right, let me just back out of that little thing. All right. All right. I think that's the big fadoo here. And so we have that. So anyone that asked for a reading, I think Leia, if you asked for a reading last night, I did complete that last night too. So be sure to check out the previous stream. In the pinned comments, it does have the um, everyone I completed with the timestamp. So we'll do another one here. If you have a specific question, just put it out there. If you want a general reading, you can ask for a general reading. If someone asks for a reading and doesn't put anything, then I give a general reading and see what spirit has for you. So that's how it works, everybody. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So I think that is the big stuff. So let me do some shout outs and we'll get started here. Hey, Deb, good to see you. Hello, hello. And of course, Leo, we have here. Hello, good to see you. Livier Vagara. Hello, my friend. And Crescent Moon, of course. Hello, we got you up first for a donation, so thank you for those. And here's your grab Deb, your official screen name there. We have Andrea 54 Hector and Minu. Hello, everybody. Michelle Smith, we said hello to you. And Kita and CJ. Good to see you guys. We got Blessed One, Faith and Love. Hello, hello. Patricia and Eagle. Good to see you guys. And Brenda and Ateshi. So we have everyone in the house. So welcome. So happy to have you here. Thank you for the thumbs up already. It's a way to show your love to me. Doesn't cost a thing, which is a great price. And I'm so grateful for all of that. It does help spread the Zen love. It helps the channel get into front of people. So you're part of the love tsunami when you do that. And I'm very grateful. So thank you for that. Is there anything else? I think that's the stuff. Let's get started. I'm going to, excuse me, return back here to the Lumina Tarot. This rainbow, you see the rainbow reflections here. That's what I saw when we were doing the singing bowl. There was like this it's like our auras were radiating rainbow colors, really focusing in on green and red and yellow, but it seemed like a rainbow. So that's the tarot we'll be using. The oracle we'll be using mainly for the fortune cookie for donations is the Seasons of the Witch, the Samhain Oracle. I think that's how you say that, which is actually next weekend. So we'll be using some of these in as well. I also have some healing cards, some cards from spirit and ancestors, and we do have the tea. If there's a relationship question, we may be tapping into spill the tea or cards here. They're little short messages, but the ones we've been using have been crazy on there. I also have the learning tarot for any kind of when questions, where we can see if it resonates with the time periods that it mentions on those. So a lot of extra little things in the mix. We also have a wonderful pink quartz heart visiting us. We got pink, and you guys can't really. Oh, you can kind of see it, like right there in the. Let's see, right there in the corner. You see the little light. It's pink also. So we're in this pink heart chakra energy today, and then also Mama Love. My mom sent me this long time ago. It's an angel in a bubble. So we got the angels and Mama Love with us today. So I love that. And then the guardian angel. This card wants to be seen too. So we got the guardian angels with us. We'll put that next to the no button over here. All right. Enough of me blabbing, right? Hey, Urvashi, welcome. And I think you asked a question last night as well. If you guys didn't see that, I did complete all readings last night, all free readings as well. Actually, every session this weekend, Thursday, Friday, both on Saturday, I finished all of them. So just be sure to go back to those streams and look at the pinned comments. Click on your little timestamp is what it's called, and that'll take you right to your reading. So if you guys want your other messages, be sure to check them. All right. Okay. Let's take a sip. Cheers, everybody, and we'll dive in. Angel in quartz, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited. Next weekend, I'm gonna here I go. Let's get in. I'm all blabbing still. I'm talkative today. Thank you guys for being so understanding. But I do have Santa Muerta Tarot and Oracle. I have some Halloween Oracle, and then the Samhain Oracle. So we're gonna have extra stuff, and I'm gonna call it the. I've already got my little thumbnails and social media stuff. I'm gonna call them instead of live streams, they're the undead streams. I'm just tickled by that. All right, enough blah blah blah. Seriously, let's get it to everything. So the donations I have right now, we've got 2 for Crescent Moon, so that will be up first, and then Deb, you'll be up after that. If I don't have any other donations, we'll jump into the free readings. I was gonna, I realized something because I have been doing 5-hour streams, like I think every session, that it makes me giddy. And I remember when I was doing 6, 7 hour streams sometimes, I was like drunk with spirit, and I think that's what happens. Because by the time I get to Sunday, I've done like giddy, exactly. Thursday, Friday, 10 hours on Saturday. By the time I get to Sunday, I'm just a little giddy, a little giddy fool. So thank you for joining along with me, laughing with me, or laughing at me. As long as we're laughing, I don't care. All right. Seriously, let's get started. Crescent Moon. Okay, here we begin. So here is your first timestamp. Oh, down here, it's actually a little candle of it's actually a little prayer candle that my host gifted me. It's a rainbow one. It has all the chakras in it, so um, it's a beautiful little one there. I like that energy. And it has some black candles for next weekend, which a black encompasses all the colors of the rainbow. So we've got the individual like prism ones that are busted out, and then we'll have the black candles for next weekend, which are protective energy, but also it encompasses all color. In art, black encompasses all art. In science, white, the prism, yeah, kind of like this, um, and encompasses all color. So it's really interesting. Then she got a yellow one today, which is the um, I forget how it says it. It's in Spanish, but it's Holy Spirit, something Espirito. Um, but I love that, so we'll be using that eventually too. She's so generous. She buys stuff and goes, "I'll get you something," especially right now because she's shopping a lot, recovering from surgery. She goes through that. I'm bored. I can't do a whole lot, so shopping. Yeah, the soul, the sacral chakra. All right. So, crescent moon. But I'm so easily distracted. Squirrel. All right. So crescent moon, thank you. Let's redo this here. So crescent moon, this is your true timestamp, which is even better. It's a 2121. So it was meant to be. Let me get rid of this other one here. I'll remove that one. So 2121 is your first reading. So thank you for your donation. And the third eye, private eye. It's so good to see you as well. I appreciate that. So a T read, please, on the ADD SAG, the ADSAG for today and every day next week. All right. We will take a look there, see what we got going on. All right. So let's shuffle up here. Shuffleupagus. Was it Snuffleupagus was the big elephant, hairy elephant on Sesame Street? That's random. It's so ADSAG. All right, so let's take a look here. So Sagittarius for today, what can we know about them, please? Thank you. And then every day next week. We got the Monday. All right, got a lot going on Monday. Tuesday. Okay, we got Wednesday here. Got Thursday here. Friday there with some underlying energy. And then going into the weekend as they want to share that. Okay. Yeah, I see here. Let me scroll down here in case you're chatting up. Hello, hello. You understand the squirrels? Okay. Right? Enjoying our adventure. So, underlying energy for the entire week, they do feel a bit independent with this Nine of Pentacles energy, trying to find financial independence, trying to find their fullness with inside. So, but it is very hermity energy. And this energy that I'm picking up for them for the week, they're really getting down into the grind. All right, I'm doing the work. I'm just it's like super focused, which wow. Energetically, mentally, emotionally, just they're really, really super focused, which is unusual. Maybe they got some meds. Maybe they um got extra Adderall, I don't know. But it is, that kind of energy where they're really super focused this week in comparison, of course. Let's see what's going on for them today. We do have the Death card and the Maiden of Wands, yeah. This rebirth energy, and this makes total sense with what we were talking about here. So, we do have that, Page of Wands is a new inspiration, a new level of that's the new level of focus, and the death and rebirth is um I feel like I'm alive. I've woken up with inspiration and ready to go 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 go. I wonder what's going on with the moon or the planets today. Let's take a look from the daily planetary guide of Llewellyn. This is a great, I think they're like $13 and it gives you the full year and it gives you a whole bunch of stuff. If you guys are, I'm not related or connected at all. It's just really cool. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. The moon moves into Capricorn today, right? Which is all about the work, the grind, let's go. So that makes sense. And we're in Sagittarius moon. which really aligns with them. So I feel like this makes sense that they're fiery and inspired to move forward here. And and then we move into Aquarius throughout the week too. So this makes sense with all of this energy that's coming in. Um, yeah, so that makes sense. Yada yada, blah blah blah. All right, let's see. Monday, we've got the Seven of Swords. Okay, the Magician and the Hierophant. Yeah, so we definitely have this, this energy. We'll look at. Let's see. We'll do these first here because these two kind of are related. With the Seven of Swords, it's becoming aware of our own mind. This is interesting. It's not mindset of how my mind works and how it cheats me out of opportunities because of my squirreling, the ADD squirreling. Um, and the Hierophant is a grounding Taurus, seeing things from a higher perspective energy. And we have the Magician card, which is, again, that focus energy, that manifestation that I've got my magic wand and I'm aware where I'm focusing this. And so there's something going on. I feel like they they got new prescription for Adderall, maybe a different release, like a slow release. I feel like they got some sort of upgrade on their medication. Um, like the little meme that says, "I got a raise today." Oh wow, yeah, it wasn't my medication, but hey, a raise is a raise. It's so interesting. But I feel like this is that super focused energy, and it does feel like they're very um, on track for Monday. Tuesday, we got the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it looks like they get some news on Tuesday. The Five of Pentacles is a feeling of not having enough, not being enough. And there is this little bit of energy of I didn't finish everything on my list. Raisin Mitts, yep. So there is this um kind of beating myself up a little bit on Tuesday about I wanted to get so much done on Monday and I didn't. Now I feel like I'm behind. And I feel like because they're so energetic and so excited, and this is such a Sagittarius thing, is the eyes are bigger than the stomach, right? It's like, "Oh, I can do all this stuff," and they're like, "Let's be reasonable," It's like be Scotty on Star Trek. You under promise and overperform, you know? Because on Star Trek, Scotty, they're like, "How long is it gonna take?" "Well, 3 days." "I need it done in an hour." "Well, alright, we'll see." They knew they could do it faster, but they'd always give these extreme, time frames and then wow everyone by getting it done so much sooner, and that's kind of what they're suggesting, the spirit is suggesting for the ADSAG, which is, you know, um, give yourself time for squirreling and for side quests and everything, um, and then you're not rushing, 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 right? But they do tend to, it's not hesitate. What is it when you put things off until they're due? Procrastinate. Thank you. Um, they do tend to procrastinate, and they do work well under pressure because they've learned that they have to. All right, Wednesday. Yeah, here's that disappointment that's coming in here. They feel like I'm putting so much energy in, but I'm not reaching my goals coming in here. So they have a couple days of such so much hope of getting so much done and only getting like three-fourths of it done, which still for them, the amount of work they're doing is amazing, but I feel like they're really being hard on themselves about everything that I wanted to get done. I'm not getting done to that extreme instead of celebrating. Look at how much I have done. But let's see what happens here by Thursday. We do have the Maiden of Swords and the Maiden of Cups. Yeah, so they bounce back, which is what they do. They eventually, um, no, no, come on. They become their own cheerleader, right? That makes sense too. I feel like that's the Capricorn energy of the work, work, work. And then we go into Aquarius energy, which is the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. So seeing things differently, um, a lot of clarity and a lot of upbeat emotional energy. So Thursday feels like an expansiveness instead of this. I mean, they started off today and tomorrow, boom, 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 and then kind of shrunk, went down a little bit on Tuesday, Wednesday, but here comes the bounce back up on Thursday. And then Friday, we do have the Nine of Cups. Yay! Dream come true energy. That nine energy that we had on the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Yeah, me deciding what I want to do, really stepping into their sadness with that King of Wands being the fire energy, deciding what is it that I want and I'm putting it forward. And I feel like Friday, they're realizing when they're looking at this list of everything that they put a bunch of stuff on there that was busy work that they really didn't care about. And now they're, chop, chop, some things and refocusing on what is my dream? What's my heart's dream? And this is what the King of Wands does too. They clear the throne room of all that noise, of all the, you should do this, you should do that, blah, blah, blah. And they're getting out of that and getting into their heart and going, what is my dream? Let me, go further here. It feels just very work oriented again this week. It just feels like they're super focused on that kind of energy. Going into the weekend, they do the Two of Swords, yeah? The battle between their head and heart does drift into the weekend, the mind going, "Well, but," and the heart's going, "No, I wanna go this way," you know? So they do have that, um, this big nudge and release of stuff on Friday. Over the weekend, they start to some of those things start to want to get back on the list. And they're like, "No, no, no, we don't do that." Let's see here. I wanna do the spill the tea for the week too. We'll do one of these cards and see what we have. What else do we need to know about the Sag for this week? Yeah. So friendships. Friendship test. Your friendship is being tested for loyalty. And this feels like more going into next weekend because it feels like they really pocketed themselves away during the week, kind of putting their friends off, putting their friends off, putting their friends off. But going into the weekend, the friends are like, all right, you blew us off all week. Now we need you to do this. And, you know, it is this. And I feel like the test is inside of the Sag. They're like, well, if these are truly my friends, then I do need to sacrifice some of this work time because I feel like they have big plans next weekend of work, 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 and catch up on all the stuff so that I can start the next week ahead of the game. But they're like, well, all work and no play makes the ad sag sad. So I feel like there is a bit of friendship demandingness next weekend. Um, so that makes sense. All right. So put that over there. And yeah, I think that's everything that they want to mention in this one. Well, let's see the fortune cookie that comes in here as well. All right. Well, I'm having shuffling challenges. All right, there we go. Yeah, and this is. I actually thought of this with that death card. We had this rebirth. I actually saw this morning when I was shuffling, and it's such a spirit thing. When I saw the death card for today for them, I thought of rebirth, and I thought of this exact card. And here's that flame, Sagittarius flame. Card 31, there's death in all that awakens, for it isn't blissful nor painless, it's a mighty rising, O flame resurrected. Wow. So perfect for what's happening right now. Keywords are awakening and resurrection for this card here. There we go. And the message is rebirth represents an awakening after a difficult period. We all must face our storms, but know the storm will pass. Eventually, you will find clear skies and feel the warm sun on your face again. And that's such the energy that I pick up from the Sagittarius, that I can do this. It's not gonna, I don't have to do this forever. I just need to get ahead of the game and then I'm good. So that's kind of why they're super focused right now. Rebirth is the process of unfolding yourself after a storm. It's when your spirit has a chance to take a deep breath and stretch. It is about rediscovery. All that troubled you has burned away, and now you can face a new life that's waiting to bless you with new adventures and lessons. You have pulled rebirth because you're on the cusp of transformation. You've weathered the storm and you're being given another chance at accomplishing your heart's desires, right? That's that message of getting out of their head and into their heart. Let's see, I lost my place. Well, why am I a mess today? Blah, 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 blah. There it is. A blank canvas. What will you create with it? So if you've felt withdrawn, which is what they're doing, hidden or shut off, now's the time to emerge back into the world. Your healing is done and you must begin the process of starting anew. Don't hide your light. Don't be afraid to let yourself be seen. Your lessons have been giving you experience that help you contribute something positive and beautiful to the collective consciousness. Trust that all is safe and well. So that is that energy of the rebirthing and what's going on. And I do know that they're in that process of like changing jobs and moving to a it's like, or positions. They're just ending something, beginning something. So they've got all this stuff happening. That's that transformation as well, but very focused on that. So interesting energy for them this week. So that is what we have for the first one. We'll dive into your second one here in a moment. Let me just take a look here at some time stamps. So we do have Sean G. I do have your via Zcash app. So we have one more for Crescent Moon, and then we have Deb, and then we'll go to Sean G. And then Aries Rising. Hello, hello. We got two for you after that. So that is the process, or the list for donations right now. Then we had Aditi pop in as well. Hello, Aditi, and Ashish. Welcome, welcome. Got MM. I know that's probably not your name. We're back to using the at sign YouTube every once in a while. They've been changing it back to our original, like the user ID instead of our chosen name that we choose for ourselves. So it's off, and if I don't recognize you, I'm so sorry. All right. So that is where we're at. Back at it again. All right. So Crescent Moon, you have 3828 for your second time stamp. Let's put that down here. Here's both of yours. So thank you for your additional donation. And sipping on some more of that delicious BZT. So you'd like an energy check at the for the end of October, mid and end of November, and mid and end of December. Yeah, a tower moment. We'll see here if they have any big change coming in, right? So the snapshot of their energy right now. Quick. All right. Yeah, so at the end of October, which is next week, I can't believe we're at the end of October. All right. So energy check there. And then we've got mid November. Pardon me. End of November. Okay. We got mid and end of December. Mid and end. Got that. Got that. Is that it? I feel like this one again is going into the next year. Okay. What is all of this? Yeah. Interesting energy going on. And this is the energy check between the two of you, right? In their life, and kind of like in general, right? But we got the Ace of Swords is this next kind of what 9 week period. I can't believe it's like next week will be November during the weekend. But the Ace of Swords is bringing in a lot of clarity of mind and a lot of clarity around things too. I'm getting also change of story that they're the way they see things, their life, and any energy between you guys, the story changes, and then also for you too, in a positive way. It's a aces are gifts and like victory kind of energy as well. So interesting. All right, so end of October, we've got the Six of Cups energy coming in here. So there is a bit of that's one of the cards that's past life energy, but it's also something or someone coming back from the past. And I don't this isn't the 2 of you. I checked and go, "Is this the 2 of you connecting?" And they're like, "No." But a mutual friend that knows both of you that kinda has been missing in action pops back in. And so there's kind of this underlay of connection, um, like vicarious connection through each other. It's like if you ever watch South Park, it's Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh. He loves me and I love you, so vicariously he loves you too. I tell you, this giddiness. But that's the Mr. Hanky Christmas song. But I do feel this is your energy and this is their energy. The person that's coming in is this web that kind of starts building a web between the two of you here. So it's part of I feel like they help you guys connect later as well. So that's interesting. Whoever this is, it's part of the beginnings of the connection because of course spider webs are not strong. Um I mean they are in Spider-Man but not in real life. They will not hold things together. You know, but it's the beginning of connection that comes in here. Yeah. And it maybe not maybe friend is a extreme, it's more acquaintance. Someone that you guys have but you both knew because it's not friend. Friend, they're kind of clarifying because like, well, friend is they're not like buddy buddy friend. Um, it's more like Aquarius friends who Aquarius energy have they have ton of people in their life. The whole world is our friend. We have one bucket, everyone's in it. That's funny. Anyway, but, so I feel like that is kinda what begins to happen. So maybe it's around Halloween, someone connects up and you bump into them, and then they bump into them separately, and they're like, "Oh, I saw so and so," and they're like, "Oh, you did?" And that's kind of the start of the whispers into each other's ears, more so into Sag's ear. "Oh, you did? How are they?" Or, "Oh, good, and you remember when?" And so there's this it starts it's like another piece of the puzzle. We'll say it that way. Mid-November, yeah, we have the Hangman. Here's a big transformational energy that's coming in with Neptune, Pisces, energy, seeing things from a bit of a different perspective. But there is a big change and transformation of energy. Again, this seeing things from a different perspective with that Ace of Swords is really coming in here too. Below the surface, I knew it, is the tower. Boom, boom, boom. So here comes the tower. We knew it was going to show up. At least that's I knew it. I knew it was going to show up. And the hangman, I'm like, this sounds like the tower. Bam! Here's the tower. So mid-November is a big change coming in here. Let's see here. Let's get clarity with Spill the Tea. What is this tower about? Can you tell us what this tower is about? All right. We've got the joint evolution coming together here. You and others are growing together, supporting each other. So there is this um, I feel like mid-November feels like that timing coming together with that with this energy. So we've got that coming in here. Um, all right. So I do feel like that does feel like connection continues. So again, the end of October, whispers in the ear, but mid-November, things are more calming down. And now a lot of stuff's being removed off their plate to where they've been going, 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 going. Now they have space, and now this is when the communication kicks in. This communication feels different. Now we talked about before of this really emotional pouring out of all themselves. This is not that. This is, hey, you know who I bumped into, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking about this and da, da, da. It's more reconnect. That is the reconnection of the past kind of comes in. So I feel like they are a bit more aware. So this is the middle of November. By the time we get to the end of November, yep, they have the Ten of Pentacles, this fullness of life, this um let's see what the energy underneath this one is here. We do have the Hermit, so it's still not they're not ready for so I like that because the Ten of Pentacles can be relationship energy. That's not it yet. The Nine of Pentacles is that more my independence. They're rolling in the dough. They're feeling the fullness of the outside life. Um, but I do feel like in the gratitude energy, here's that Thanksgiving energy, which is the end of November. But it does feel like there's that memories of togetherness and Thanksgiving and abundance. And I'm grateful, and I feel like they do share some of the gratitude they have. So I feel like there does continue to be communication. I don't feel like it's every day, kind of like because I do feel like they're still uh, in transformation. They're in a lot of stuff in their outside life. So, but they do have more time. And because of that, there is more, I'd call it intermittent communication that's coming in there as well. And then mid December, we've got the Two of Wands and the High Priestess. So they got this two energy here. There still is a bit of they're not all in with this energy yet because the High Priestess is like the Hermit energy that they're kind of doing a lot of internal reflection and I feel like you both are kind of still in your High Priestess temples. But the Two of Wands is about there's a lot of possibility energy. I mean, you even got, you know, each of the high priestesses, which normally there's just one high priestess on here, but we got the two, and they both have their magic wand, and we got the Two of Wands right here. So it's the focusing your guys' energy. There's a lot of possibilities of what's happening in the first 2 weeks of December, but it all has to do with where your energetic, both of your energetic focuses are at. Um, to bring things in, but I feel like you guys are still kind of pocketed away based on things right now. But you have the Wheel of Fortune underneath. It is for you. There is a lot of ending and beginning energy that's coming in with the Wheel of Fortune, but the wheels of fate be turning. Um, so I do feel like there's some faded situations between the two of you during those 2 weeks, but there's a lot more possibilities for above and beyond that. You got the cake and all this frosting and sprinkles and candles, whatever you can put on the cake, is available there too. Yes, yes, I know. What are these faded things, right? I hear you loud and clear. The, what are these? I do feel like there's 2 faded things. So there is 2 get-togethers. One feels just the 2 of you that you're what is it? Is it a there's some sort of celebration. I don't know, is there a birthday or something in the first 2 weeks? Feels like that. That's the kind of energy that it feels like. If it's not that, it feels like that, where it's a special thing and we get together and we It's just you and me. We're going to go do this. We always did it before. We're doing it now. Boom. All right, there we go. Um, and then the other one feels like a gathering of a lot of people, and you're both there, but it's fated that you do have those fated meetings during those periods. Right? I'm like, "Whoa, I can hear you. Wow." And then the end of December, you do have the Temperance card. Here's Sagittarius taking their good old time energy, just going with the flow, allowing things to unfold. The Sagittarius isn't in a rush to get anywhere fast. They're just wanting to go with the flow of life, at this here. And we got the 9 of Wands. Yeah, there's a bit of um, whoa, let's take it slow energy that's going on during this period here. So, again, we see how much their energy changes and changes and changes. But I feel like a lot of this has to do with this super focus on job, that the energy, the path of the energy is super like this, but that doesn't mean that next week it's back this way, right? Because they can only do that for so long. They're like, "Ugh, focus is boring for a Sagittarius, right?" Any Sages in the house, you can speak up and say, "That's right." Get bored easy. Um, go, 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 go energy. I know that's all the Sagittariuses I know, but most of the Sagittariuses I know also have ADD. Like I said, I think maybe that's just their energy. Go, go, go. I get bored easy. I'm ready. I want new. I want adventure. And so there's this slowness that comes in. But it takes it into the next year, and we do have the Knight of Wands. So next year, things do pick up here. I like that Spirit knows. Say, don't worry if it's slow here. Things move much faster next year. That's funny. All right. Let's see what your fortune cookie for all this is here too. It doesn't look too horrible. It just I like that it's a good with all this hermit energy and taking time energy. It's good because something Sagittarius rising. So yeah, yeah, definitely. So I get it. I get it. I don't know. I think I have Sagittarius somewhere in one of my uh, planets. I have to go look it up. What part of my life do I squirrel out on? All right, let's see what we else we have here for the fortune cookie. But I do feel it is. I interrupted myself, didn't I? Um, that it's a good time to really let go of expectations, to let go of old ways of thinking and let the past go and live more in the now and learn to go with the flow with them. Because when you have a lot of expectations with them, then it just sucks the life out of it. And it just feels like frustration can come in um, strong when it's like, I need you to stay on track. But if we accept them as they are, realizing they run on 100 tracks, we learn to kind of step back with all that and watch them, right? Let's see what else we have. We got the ancestors, the number 3 coming in here. Says they hiss a quivering so deep, only roots of your soil can lift the nakedness hidden within the vows made in silence, an ancient chill walking upon the spine. Ooh, all right, let's see what this brings in. It is energies of protection and guidance. So your ancestors or their ancestors are always with them, protecting them. They watch over them and keep them from harm's way. They are present, telling them that it is safe to go forward, and they absolutely need to. The Sagittarius, um, feel their ancestors with them. They also, I'm just going to read it instead of trying to convert it into the Sagittarius. They also protect you from things you cannot see, like someone trying to put a hex on you or someone who's talking about you behind your back. These threats never make it to you because your ancestors have protected you without your having to ask. They want what is best for you and they love you unconditionally. So rest easy. You've chosen this card because you're being protected and guided, even if you can't see how. Everything that has brought you here has been for a purpose. There is some lesson, blessing, or miracle in every situation you've ever faced, good or bad. Trust in those who watch over you. Know that there are thousands, maybe millions of your ancestors who have walked before you, sharing their love, wisdom, and their protection. Be sure to thank them because you wouldn't be here if they hadn't walked their hardships before you. Many have lived and died, laughed and suffered, and sacrificed so that you can be here. Honor your ancestors by trusting them to watch over you. Call on them when you feel alone or afraid and give your fears to them, allowing them to hold you as you walk your path through life. It's interesting, a lot of energy I'm getting on there is they kind of lived kind of a charmed life in a way where things could have gone really bad for them several times in their life. But it is like this divine protection where they're like, wow, I lucked out, kind of energy that comes in. So interesting. But that is what they have right now. Um, so it's a good, and for you too, that we learn and we grow. That we also reinforce that energy. We learn and we grow through the experiences, and the slow roll helps things build slowly because things built slowly last long. Things built quickly fall apart quickly too. So we got a lot of that happening um, this year for all of us, but especially for you guys in your relationship too. All right. So up next we have Deb and then Sean G and then Aries Rising times two. We had a bunch come in here. So let me let everyone know here. We got Patty in the house. Hello, Patty. You'll be up after that. Let's put you on the list here. And then Deb, we will circle back around for, whoops, let's grab that here for your second question. All right. And then we have Queen. Let me see here. What is your screen name here? Okay, so Deidre. That's you there. It's weird that in the donation it has your guys' chosen name, but in the chat it has that @ sign. Ooh, why? So Deidre, we have that there. Hello, hello. And then Jojo in the house. You'll be up after that. Hello. All right. Got the list going here. Let me just put this here. Okay. I think we are set there. And let me just do a shout out here. We got Carmel Damon in the house. Hello, hello. Good to see you. And I said hello to you guys. I think that's only who else has popped in, right? Yeah, I think so. All right. So let's take a sip here. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear my stomach growling this morning. It's rah, 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 rah. What are you hungry for? All right. So, Deb, you are up. Let's grab your first timestamp here. Like I said, we'll circle back around for your number 2 here in a moment, but here's that one. And so thank you so much for that. Let's see. There it is. Let's give that a love and a like. So you have your final interview is tomorrow and on Halloween. I love it. So, um, let me just see here. So your question is what spirit wants you to know about those things there? Maybe. Okay. Yep. Oh, just energy for Halloween. Okay. Your final interview for tomorrow and for Halloween. All right. So what is going on here? What does spirit want you to know for Halloween? All right. Oh, having family over on Halloween. All right. So just overall all the energies. for Friday night. Okay. And we got those that lead to that. All right, let's see what we got going on here. So we do have the King of Wands coming in here as the overall energy for Halloween, which of course, it's realizing and this goes back to, the worry and different things message that is coming in here. It's, my energy decides what kind of time I have, and whatever I focus on is what I draw in. So the more that I can focus in on, of course, spirit is going to be there in a strong way because the veil is going to be very thin. It's like they say it's the thinnest time of the year, and I agree with that. That it could be one of the veil can be thinnest because everyone believes it, and we put all this energy in here too, right? Oh, I love that. Passing out the candy. So there is that, um, spirit's going to be very present there, and whatever you focus your energy on is what you're going to draw in and expand because the energetic power is very strong on um, Halloween and on uh, the Day of the Dead, All Saints Day, whatever we call it. So October 31st and November 1st, very strong energies there of connecting our manifestation. I guess you can call it manifestation, but our attraction energy is very huge. Um, so things come in big and fast on those 2 days as well. So if we're aware of what we're focusing on during those days, if I'm in fear, I'm going to get a lot of fear and draw a lot of stuff I fear toward me. If I'm in love, I get a lot of flow of love and gratitude energy, right? So I like that message on the bottom with the King of Wands. And then the first two cards came out. You got the Five of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. Yes, yes, yes. Quit your worrying and be true to your authentic self. Don't worry. The Five of Swords is getting your heart and your mind battling, going, I'd like to do this, but, get the butts out of there. Be true to your authentic self, Spirit says. Don't, you know, let fears of, well, I want to put crystals on the table. I want to choose a crystal for each person and have it by their plate. But I don't know, will they think it's weird? Nah, get that out of your head. Follow it and do it. Whatever you wanna do that, right? If you wanna do a ritual of any kind, "I like to do this all together, everybody." Do that. Do whatever, has it. If you have a card for each person from a deck or whatever it is, yeah, fly your freak flag, flaunt your freak flag. Not even fly it and flaunt it, right? So, I like it, because it's very welcomed, especially on that evening, everyone's like, "Yeah," and so it's a wonderful place to show sides of you. You also have the Six of Wands and the Maiden of Wands, yeah. So, letting your energy flow with the Maiden of Wands brings you that beautiful flow of energy with that Six of Wands, and it is a victory energy, as well. So, they're like, your energy is what draws things in, and so, again and I feel like with that Page of Wands too, there is we knew that there's an extra oomph of it, but I feel like you get an upgrade and a download. I always mix those up when they say downgrade. No, it's a download and an upgrade. A download of an upgrade, not a downgrade. And, also on that night, so I feel like you're like, "Whoa." You feel like really, really strong energy and strong connection, as well. You have the 10 of Cups, a lot of joy, 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 and celebration there. A lot of loved ones will be around you from the other side. Um, Everyone's loved ones on the other side will be there, so you can do a shout out to them either internally or if you have an altar of some sort for a Halloween altar, and you can let everyone know if they have anyone that they want, if they bring a picture or an item of someone, you can put it on maybe an altar in the middle of the table where everyone can put this in memory or honor of whoever they want to give some extra love to during it. But this is that 10 of cups. There's a big surrounding of a lot of love energy that's there. So I like that. Um, and then what else? What this leads to? Yeah, this is the yeah. We've got the let the 7 of swords is only our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets steal opportunities. And we got the 9 of the hermit here, which is stepping away and connecting with spirit. But I feel like the combination of these two is to say the only thing that creates the static between us and spirit is our own noggin, our noodle that gets in the way and the fears is the fear noise. And it's like, you know what? No, I'm going to be in flow with spirit. I'm going to talk about what comes through and I'm going to allow myself to share things and, uh, and allow yourself, allow spirit to be, maybe even set a separate um, place setting for spirit and for other people too. There you go. All these ideas, you don't have to take all of them, but that is the essence of like feel like there's a place for spirit there, and those on the other side. And it's like, yes, exactly. So what an exciting evening. Yeah, 5 of cups. The movement of lower vibration emotion to higher vibration emotion. So, there is this change, um, and I feel like there might be 1 or 2 people that arrive with some feeling down, feeling low, but this energy that you have, helps make it easier for them to activate and feel loved and transform these, their emotions to a higher vibration emotion, to come in there. So I love that. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie brings in too for Samhain. So what else do they want you to know about Halloween? Halloween. All right. We've got divination. There you go. Are you going to pull cards? Take a breath. Take it twice. Do your breath work. Insightful reflections are guided by light. I love it. How perfect. Right in alignment with all of this. I opened right up to card number 2, which is altar. So altar is important, as well. It is about guidance, reflection, and insight. And it says cards, tea leaves, coffee, clouds, candlelight, flowers. There are dozens of ways to embrace the art of divination, a practice used to seek guidance from the divine and part of a witch's toolkit for centuries. It is a beautiful practice that can help you see beyond what is immediately in front of you. It can show you hidden dangers and gifts, provide new ideas, and shut down old ones. Divination is a way to seek the advice of the powers that be while also showing any hidden dangers and truths. If you've pulled divination, you're being asked to explore your ability to receive guidance from the earth and the divine. Now it's time to go deeper into your practice, and you must learn to trust in your own ability to feel your way into messages as well as your ability to interpret them. I love it. Yeah, there you go. This card also means there is a need to take more time to reflect. It can be easy to get lost in the day to day without taking time to process everything you've been through. Something as simple as pulling a single card every day, either in the morning or evening, can help you make sense of the events around you. It can help you to see the things that you overlooked or consider something that you never would have otherwise. I love it. You are encouraged to do some divination on Halloween. I love it. So that's what they have for your first one there, Deb. I love that for you. How exciting. I am going to be live on Halloween. Let you guys, everyone know. I will be live. Usually holidays. Um, I don't go do things, so we'll be here. I'll be here together. So, uh, uh, as well. So I know you love Mother Earth. So you're like, yes, I can talk with Mother Earth and the divine because they are divine as well, but that earthiness is a little bit different. All right. So many blessings. We'll be back here. And let's see, we've got Shanji, the two for Aries Rising, Patty, and then we'll be back to you. And then we have Deidre or Queen, and then JoJo is where we're at. Oh, and I just had another one come in via the PayPal. I think that is that Maria? Yes, that is Maria P. I thought I saw you. Yep, you're free reading here, so I'll grab your name here. So Maria P, you will be up after that for your donation. All right. Thank you guys again so much for being here and all the thumbs up. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for that. It does help spread the Zen love, and I'm so grateful. We will get to all free readings sometime today. Sundays are different, where I complete all donations. And if I don't, have any time in the morning session for free readings, I do come back on and finish everything out. If you guys do that and you have to step away, just know I always do a pinned comment at the end of each stream listing all the readings completed with timestamps. So you can just look for your name, click on it, takes you right to your reading. So I love it. You're welcome, Deb. All right. So let's continue on here. Let's take a quick sip. Cheers, everybody. I don't know how to drink, I tell you. I always end up getting coffee in my mustache. I think it's because it's a big cup. That's what it is. It's not me, it's the cup. All right, Sean G, you are up. We're changing the subject really fast. And so thank you so much for your donation via Zcash app. There is your timestamp. And let's find your red hair up here. There you go. That's how I spot you. I look for your red hair on your emoji. So if that ever changes, I'll be lost. I tell you. Let me take a look here. Back out of that. Let's make sure. Yeah, we are live. Okay. So Sean G, you want to know what's the future between K and you? All right, let's take a look here. Based on current energies, where are you guys headed for the future? And if there's anything faded, feel free to tell us that too. We are all open. All right, we got that and that too. Oh, and then underneath. Okay. So what we got here, and then we've got the spill the tea oracle. Let's see what we can know about that too. We'll grab a card there. All right. So the bottom of the deck, we do have the 10 of cups. There's a lot of joy and celebration here, coming in here. So there's a lot of joyful energy, a lot of play, a lot of laughter, a lot of good time energy, coming in there. What's it? Good times, dynamite. So I like that. It's an old TV show. Most of you probably don't remember. Some of you probably remember. All right, let's see what else is in here, coming in here, Sean. So we've got 3 cards that came out together. You do have the Eight of Pentacles. There is a bit of, I don't want to say work. Let's see what else is coming in here because it doesn't feel like work, but it feels like things build over time. I feel like with that. We've got the Emperor energy. Here's that Aries start energy and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, this makes sense because, of course, the Emperor is like the King of Wands, but a lot of what unfolds has to do with your energy. Of course, we know that. Whatever you focus on, if you focus on, what's not happening and any fears, that just kind of slows things really down and kind of sucks the life out of the relationship for you, or friendship. I feel like it's friendship in the beginning that builds more. But if we focus on what we love about someone and the good times, the joy, we draw in more things that we enjoy, and that we're focusing on, right? And so I feel like there is that. I feel like it builds over time, though, not something that just moves fast. With that, let's see. What else? These three cards came out together. Yeah, we have the Four of Swords, which is let go of expectations, the Nine of Swords, which is let go of expectations, and the Seven of Wands, which is about letting go. All three of these cards coming together, just it makes sense. As your reading builds, it builds like the relationship. You're letting go of expectations. You're celebrating who you are and who they are, and not being so concerned about what should be happening, supposed to happen, needs to happen, and that kind of thing. It's like I'm learning to focus on what I love about someone and what I enjoy about someone instead of what I feel is falling short, right? They're bringing in that, what did you say the other night? What did this other person feel when I told them that was goofy or whatever? It's like, yeah, we don't focus on the judgmental, lower vibrational kind of things. We focus on what we like. I love this about you. And oh my God, you crack me up. You make me cry from laughing. And, it's like celebrate that someone instead of nitpick what they're not doing that we disagree with, right? We focus on where we agree and the things I love. And I feel like this is a wonderful progression kind of energy that comes in here. Here's the T card. What does the T card say? Yeah, being true to your authentic self, these authentic vibes. That's the Seven of Wands. Being true, not trying to live up to expectations, just being myself, allowing them to be themselves. And that is a different energy. You guys ride the waves together. And it says, you find someone who resonates with your authentic vibe. What a great energy that comes in here. But that is when I'm being true to myself and not judging myself either, right? Because that's why we judge other people, because we have a high bar for us. By golly, we're going to make sure other people are doing it too. But when I start celebrating myself and let all these expectations and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's, all these judgments, all these opinions from the outside world, I start just living true to my authentic self. I let other people do it too, because I don't care. If I'm going to be in a cage, everyone needs to be in a cage. If I'm free, everyone else gets to be free too. So I like that. And then we go into the Chariot and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, it's all the power of choice, letting go of the old ways of thinking, the Seven of Swords again, letting go of those expectations. The only thing that cheats me out of these opportunities is my own noggin, my own opinions, these old stories. We're getting rid of the old stories. But you have the choice with the Chariot card. It isn't fated, because I asked earlier, they're bringing that back. They said, "You wanted to know about fate, but there isn't really anything fated between the two of you." But and I don't feel like there's a fated relationship. I feel like you wanted to have possibilities in this lifetime. But if you, with your choices, if you get out of your head, this could turn into something long term, more so here, and feel like a victory. But if we focus in on our fears and that stuff, it'll suck the living life out of your guys' friendship slash relationship slash marriage. Wow, they had to slide that in. So there's a possibility they are someone that could be this companionship kind of energy. And then what did we end up with here? We've got the Queen of Wands. Yeah. Manage your energy, your fire, right? And underneath that, we do have the Ace of Cups too, which is finding your self love. And and that's the important thing too when they bring it all, because every relationship in the outside world is a reflection of our love on the inside. So the more we raise our self love and our love vibration, then the more we see that in the mirrors of the people that we're around as well. Wow, I like this for you. Sorry, hiccup. And then we'll see what your fortune cookie brings in here too, Sean. Interesting. Very, very interesting. It's probably more Count Dracula, the Count from Sesame Street, than a real vampire. One Ricky Ticky, two Ricky Ticky. Those of you that have not seen Sesame Street from decades ago, we'll just say decades ago. That's the Count. Maybe he's still around. I haven't seen it. Wow, look, you got Mischief. Mischief managed. Yep. Two of you can get into some trouble together. Keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails, for there is something trailing behind your tail. Let's take a look here. Nope, must be this one here. Come on. There we go. Yeah, clever and naughty. Naughty. Oh, behave, right? So, Samhain isn't just about dark energy, loved ones who have passed, and things that go bump in the night. There is a fun, playful aspect to Samhain as well, a bit of naughtiness and a touch of cunning. That's that energy I was talking about with that 10 of cups. You guys can really have a lot of joyfulness and naughtiness, um, like it says, but fun, playfulness, focusing on what you enjoy instead of being serious about things, right? So there is an element of mischief to the night of Samhain. Samhain? Samhain. Samhain? I'm probably totally mispronouncing it. But anyway, trick or treating isn't just about candy. The trick comes from an ancient tradition when villagers would disguise themselves in animal skins to scare away the demons, the ghouls, and goblins that were free to roam the earth for one night every year, often playing cruel tricks on humans. We humans are clever, though, and have found a way to keep the goblins at bay. So keep those goblins, those old supposed to be mindsets. We're going to call those goblins going forward for you. The goblins, we keep them at bay by play, um, and the treat, not the trick. But not all tricks are fun, however, at least not to all involved. Tricks and mischief can be mean spirited and cruel at times. One must keep a lookout for those who find fun at the expense of others. Pulling mischief can mean, this card mischief can mean a need to adopt a smarter approach to your situation. You may need to get creative to get what you want. You may even have to play a trick or two to get the outcome you desire. Be open minded about how to overcome your challenges and, if possible, approach your situation with a bit of fun. Problems are serious, but that doesn't mean a bit of silliness can't help you to see it in a new way. I love this. This is a new way of going about a relationship instead of having seriousness and there's things that have to happen. It's all about, I'm going to just let this be fun and see where this takes me. So I love that for you. Right. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. Um, Queen slash Deidre, not yet. We have Aries rising times two, and then Patty, and then Deb, then you, and then JoJo, and then Maria P. That's where we're at on donations. So it's gonna be a little while longer. All right. So, and again, thank you guys for all your patience in getting to a reading. Sometimes Spirit does get chatty, and so I appreciate it. We will get to all readings sometime today, though. If you guys need to go live life and do that, like like Queen is doing, you can check back in. And I try to keep an eye on the chat. Sometimes I miss your questions in between readings, but I'll try to keep an eye. And if I've completed it, and you're like, "Hey, did you do mine yet?" And I'm like, "I did. Here's your timestamp." I try to pay attention, but squirrel. All right. All right. Let's jump back in. Let's take another little sip here. Cheers, everybody. All right. So, Aries rising, you are up. Here's for your first one here. Oops. There we go. And then we will circle back around for number two in a moment. So, thanks for your first little unboxing sticker and donation. So, good morning to you too. I am doing well, and yeah, I hope everyone else is doing well as well as you. So, follow up deep dive read on if the company WN issued their decision to the vendor and the outcome. Ooh, yeah, let's take a look here. See what's going on with the vendor. All right, stepping into the energy of the situation coming in here. So, did they issue the decision first? All right, thank you. All right, they're like, look at that first. Okay, we got the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups energy. This is reminding me of they're giving me High Priestess vibes and researching. We're still researching, still investigating. Really? Why are you taking so long? Well, they're bringing back. They're remember they're shorthanded. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. So they're still investigating things, and it's still taking their good old time. I know, right? Yeah, always nice to see you too. So, we'll take a look here and see. Um, well, let's ask. Let's just what's the holdup? What's taking so long? All right, we got 3 cards for that. And then based on current energies, we'll pull a learning tarot. What's the anticipated time frame based on current energies where a decision will be made and communicated? Yep. Okay. And what based okay, based on current energies, black what the outcome would be. All right already. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, bottom of the deck, excuse me, we do have the lovers card, the importance of relationship. and and I get it. We talked about that I think before too, where they're kind of torn between, well, we've got our relationship with our customers, our relationship with our employees, our relationship with our vendors, and it's like being a peacemaker. Or Benjamin Franklin, oh, the great, what was he called? Benjamin Franklin was called the great mediator, or something like that. That's what's coming in. That's weird. Okay. So, very interesting with that, that there. So, um, that's good to know at the bottom there. What is taking so long? Why are they doing all this, right? We got the King of Cups. Yep, trying to balance the heart and the mind. Also balance relationships. That makes sense there. The Four of Wands. Um, Trying to find a win-win-win. Where how can we find a win among all this? And then the Sun card, yeah. They are investigating, they're shining a bright light on things here. Um, it's also the revealing things, the revelations, trying to find more things, making sure they're aware of the full picture. And this makes sense because I feel like they're saying because this can be the end of this relationship. Um, so it's a serious thing. It's like when you're gonna fire an employer, fire someone, it's like we wanna make sure that we have we can make an educated choice and not an emotional reactionary choice, but balance the heart and the mind with that King of Cups. So it makes sense because they're like, this could be it. And it not only does it end a relationship, it impacts other people, whether we do or don't, and all that kind of stuff, right? But um, also what? Oh, a replacement. Like what service they provide, we have to find someone to replace it, and then we have to. What is it called when you? Um, like they have to background check someone. It's a different word. It's a word like what they do when they're trying to find someone to become vice president and different things. They put them through a process and uh, I want to say strain, put them through the strainer, but that's not the word. But they need to do that. I think you know what I'm trying to say. Um, I can't think of the word right now, but uh, they have to do that with someone else as well, right? Oh, competing vendors working the job too. Yeah. Um, and it's interesting because I feel like that's part of their process too is not vent. I'm looking at a vet. They have to vet everyone. And they're like, if this is going on with one, we need to make sure we're fair. And they're analyzing everyone that's doing that job. So it's like it's triggered another additional process. They're like, well, do we wanna open it up to everyone and allow other people to bid too? Is this the time to see what kinda deals we can get and if we're gonna get rid of one, so it's like it's triggered some dominoes, and I feel like that's part of all this. It's not as easy as, "Oh, you're wrong, you're out." It's like, "Well, but then we wanna do this, and then what about this?" And it's like triggered, 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 and now it's like, "Here, VP over the area, what do you wanna do with all this?" And they're like, "Ugh." Alright. Based on current energy, when will this decision be made, right? We got the King of Pentacles, we have wow, there's 3 different periods, it's all the periods of the earth signs, the next one coming up being Capricorn season, December 22nd to January 19th. It's like it's pushed off, that far before determination can be made, regarding it. That seems like a far way away, but that's based on current energies with all of this, where the final cutoff would be. Is there something about a certain amount of advance notice that has to be given? Because it feels like there's the delay, like the decision's made earlier, but this is when the has to happen. Um, well, let's see what the um, outcome is here, because that's what we have next here. Let's see what it comes in here. So we have the Seven of Cups energy next to the Fool card. Yeah, there is a separation here. This is a Aquarius, Uranus energy. That's funny. Uranus, they get the boot. They get kicked out on their butt. Anytime at will. Interesting. But, the 7 of Cups is, it's like they've gone through all of the, you know, here's all the hoops they've gone through to get to the outcome. The snake being here is a shedding of skin. The Fool card is a release, a new beginning, ending of an old cycle, beginning of new adventure. So it does feel like ultimately they do make the decision to end this. What else is here? We got the Queen of Swords. That's the balance between head and heart. And the Six of Swords, which is letting go old ways of thinking. It's from choppy waters to calmer waters, but it's also a transition and movement energy. So, um, and I do feel like with the Seven of Cups, they do share that it's not just one thing that brought it here, but several things that together is what creates the obstacle. Um, but I do feel like they are released here. I don't know why it takes so long, December 22nd. Um, I mean, well, they're doing all this other stuff. Um, yeah. And I just feel like there's a lot of going back and forth and a lot of hands involved. I feel like they're bringing in, there's also transition within the company itself. Something's coming up, joining together of departments, um, people getting multiple duties. Like we said, it's already feels like it's shorthanded in the area, but I feel like there's also transition, which kind of puts things on the back burner as things are unfolding and things happening. But ultimately, it does feel like, um, still feels like it's a couple, like, what is that? It's almost 2 months away, which is only 8 weeks. and the 22nd is more like, what, 7.5 weeks? So, but it feels like there's a clog in the pipeline. All right, let's see what else comes in here through the fortune cookie, see if we can get more stuff. Ah, okay. Yeah, so there is, some delays that come up, coming in there as well, so, alright, let's take a look here. We've also got the healer. Yeah, card number 22. It does feel like the person that might be in charge of the case with this healer energy that I'm picking up is someone that they try to make everybody happy, but it's funny because, excuse me, the more that they dig and try to make things happen, they uncover another rock, and they're like, "Oh god." Because 'cause they're like, "Oh, if we do this, this could help it," and they do it, and they're like, "Oh my god, there's something wrong there too. Well, maybe if we do this, oh my gosh, there's something under that rock too," and the more solutions they try to find and try to heal the situation, the more they're like, "Okay, now I gotta investigate this," because they're like, "Oh my god, there's just so much." Yeah. Facilitator, guide. Says we all come into the human experience with the use of energy and intuition. Among us are those who are called to be healers. They're the wise ones who've made a conscious choice to devote themselves to guiding others on their paths. Yeah, multiple rocks. And it is this um I feel like there's also new contracts being formed and reviewed too during this process. Cuz during it they're realizing there's some uh gaps and some missing stuff that they're like, we need to get some different wording and verbiage and some stuff added to the contracts because um, legal, I feel like gets involved. They're like, yeah, we need to change these, and then it's like, oh god, here you go, another rock kind of thing. Anyway, but healers can be found in all religions and traditions, each with something beautiful and unique to contribute to the collective energy of the world. You may know them as shamans, medicine men and women, priestesses, wise ones, great ones, the list goes on. If you have pulled the gift of healer, know that you are being called to initiate yourself as one of the wise ones. You're meant to be a guide for those who are finding their way, and there are many ways you can do this as a healer for your family and neighborhood, or through building a community on social media, offering wisdom. It doesn't matter how you choose to heal, all that matters is that you do. If you've thought about becoming a healer, the card is a resounding yes. Some healing practices are crystal therapist, Reiki practitioner, tarot reader, psychic, doula, death doula. I thought of becoming a death doula, herbalist, and so on. You may have something you've practiced for years, or you may feel called to learn a new skill. Trust your intuition. You can become a facilitator of healing. That's this energy. This person really prides themselves on being a facilitator of healing or a mediator. Um, and that's why they feel like I don't want to give up. I want to try to find a way through this. So that's kind of some of what kicks in with it all too. But again, it's just creating more kind of stuff, like contracts and this and that, investigations, and it just keeps on creating more and more work. Creating healing tools such as guided meditations, healing jewelry, candles, and even creating your own oracle deck can provide others with a path to heal themselves. You create the path for others to walk. You're unique and have something to share with the world. Yeah, so it does feel like the one of the underlying energies is the person that's in control of it. Yeah, um, is part of the reason for the delay. A death doula, there's someone who helps people be comfortable with passing. So if someone's like on their deathbed or they're facing a terminal illness and stuff, they help people become comfortable more with their transition. Um, no, I don't stick a pillow over their it's not an assassin, it's someone that helps it. Um, and I thought that for some reason, maybe I did it in a past lifetime. I just feel like because I don't fear death because of all the energy and all the people and spirits and everyone I connect with on the other side. I feel like I could help people become comfortable with it by communicating and bringing through messages from people on the other side for them during the process and different things. But we'll see. We'll see if that unfolds. But interesting, right? Assassin versus the death doula. Yeah, it's not whatever that angel of death, the nurse that was putting people to sleep, putting them out of their misery. Don't make me put you out of your misery. All right. All right. So that's what we have for that one. Hopefully that brings in the clarity that's going in and kind of what's unfolding there. All right. All right. So let's go on to number 2 here. Let's grab your second timestamp. All right. Oh, thank you. Well, maybe we'll check it out. But maybe I would dress as a ninja. You never know. All right. So, for your second reading, thank you for your additional donation. I better move on before I get in trouble. Let's see here. So, it looks like here retracted your messages, so it must be further down yonder here. Let's find you here. There it is. So, DM and K have talked about taking CS on a cruise to Alaska in the summer of next year. So, what are DM, K, and CS um, below the surface? What are their true thoughts and feelings about traveling together? And will it really hop on? All right. So, we'll take a look here. Yeah, because a doula, they're the ones that help birth, right? And then a death doula is someone who helps their rebirth to the other side. All right. So let's take a look here. So we'll look at each of their true feelings, true thoughts and feelings coming in here, right? Oh, oh, the oil and water. CS and K. Hmm. All right. Is this the Cuscus and Kaka? Is that the ones I was talking about? And then CS. All right, let's take a look here. So DM, what are their true thoughts and feelings? Okay, it's all mixed together there. They're and then KK, what are their thoughts and feelings about it all? Thoughts, very distinct thoughts and feelings, separated. And then CS's thoughts. Okay, and feelings. I like that one too. And that one there. All right. And then based on current energies, will it really happen? All right. We'll find out that here. Yeah. Obviously, Queen of Cups on the bottom coming out again. I put that back in the deck. It's come out. There's a lot of emotion below the surface, a lot of. Sorry. They were just like, a lot can happen between now and then. They're like, so much could happen between now and then. We're like, yeah, we get that for sure. All right. So let's start off here with DM, right? DM's thoughts and feelings, they're all together here. I got the Two of Pentacles. There's this balanced energy. Meh. We've got the Five of Swords. Yeah. Conflict between the head and the heart. But that makes sense that they're trying to balance and trying to separate what they're thinking from their emotions. The 4 of Cups, yeah, and again, they're trying to look at it in a different way with the 4 of Cups, because it starts off, it can be bland, but it can also be exciting, but it can also be bland, but it can also be exciting. And this feels like this is that going back and forth. Well, ba-da-da-da, but what about da-da-da? What about da-da-da? I feel like is DM, are they the one that's really meticulous and list maker, spreadsheet, the one that would want the itinerary detailed out? Because it feels like they're looking at making the pros and cons list. The 3 of Pentacles, creativeness, but this is the three people together. Yeah, the 5 of Pentacles, energy, because the 3 of Pentacles does represent friendships and togetherness, and they're like, I feel like there's this energy here of, yeah, this is what friends do. But this 5 of Pentacles energy feels like it's a lack energy, right? Um, and it's like, I'll be the third wheel. Um, I'll be the one left out is kind of their energy, that they're one of their big feeling emotions. They're doing all the thinking and the pros and cons, but um oh yeah. And I feel like, oh, they'll be in the middle of it. But I feel like they're gonna feel like I'm gonna be left out in this situation. Or maybe I'm gonna be the loser in this situation, right? So, oh, okay. That's mom. But they do feel like here they're weighing it back and forth, and but there's this energy of lacking in it, not again, this being left out. Like I bet that does make sense. It feels like I'll be the loser. I'm gonna be the one lacking in this situation. And that makes sense that they'd be stuck in between the two. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. What does Kay think? What this is her thoughts. We've got the Maiden of Cups. There's some happy emotions with it here too. Oh. Oh, okay. I get you. And then the Seven of Wands, being true to my authentic self. Um, and then the Seven of Pentacles. I deserve this. I deserve to go on this cruise, but patience, knowing that I'll have to be very patient with all this. But that 7 of Wands is all about being true to my authentic self. I'm going to be me. Here I am. I don't ask permission to shine. I don't dim my light. I'm going to be me. It's going to be fine. I'm going to have a blast. That's her mind. But below the surface, the emotions that comes in here too, right? Yeah, that makes sense here, right? With that 7 of Wands. I'm going to have a great time, even if it's at the cost of everyone else. Wow. Under the surface, yeah, I'm doing this, out of the love of for their love for DM, not for their love of others. Yeah, the fear of disappointment and, uh, being let down and there is that conflict energy that's there too. Yeah, and Mother Moon, a lot of emotion energy here. There is this, I don't feel like Kay had a very good relationship with their mom. And so there's this, desire to please and not disappoint mom energy, that's coming in here. So part of them wants mom to love them like their mom never did, but they also project their mom onto um, mom, this mom, right? Um, So there is that, I'll do this because I love you, but I also secretly want them to care about me 'cause I don't feel like my mom ever did, or there's a lot of that heartbreak and disappointment that my mom expressed to me. But I don't want it's so complicated, right? But I don't want you to be disappointed in me, but I want you to love me, but if I show you that, then you're gonna take advantage of it, and blah, 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 their hearts just that's why they stuff their emotions and they live from the cuff, and "I'm gonna be me," because all of that is so exhausting. Whatever, I'm just after a certain point, they just abandon all that and go, "Screw it, I'm gonna have fun." Wow. So, uh, what a fun experience. Okay. Now, let's get into mama. This is what we were on. And we'll grab the tea here. Let's grab a spill the tea card for each, right? So the T, here's the T for DM. Yeah, DM. The T for K. Oh, and double T for mom. We'll see what that is here next. All right. So the thoughts that come in here. Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. That's why they start to care, but then they have to stuff it, and um, they do project. I feel like their mom was really, like, 10 times what how CS treats her, her mom did. So she doesn't take it as bad, but she still projects a lot of what her mom did onto CS. Yeah. Alright. So what are CS's thoughts? Oh god, 10 of swords, the vultures. The vultures are circling. With the 6 of pentacles, yeah. So they're kinda split in their thinking here, because the 10 of swords is, "I'm gonna have to let a lot of my expectations go on what I expect of these people to be if I'm gonna have a good time." They're like but there's also this and this is kind of that energy of a lot can change between now and then. But the 6 of Pentacles is an energy, I deserve to go on a cruise. I deserve to be taken on this cruise. Um, but I do feel they do feel like there's gonna be a lot of that there might be blood drawn, at least emotional blood, maybe not physical blood, but, yeah, they do see that. A lot of conflicted mental energy, but also this deservingness of, "I deserve to be taken on this cruise." The emotions below the surface, yeah, they realize there's gonna be, um, tension and, um, the Ace of Wands, energy. But their heart knows it's also what I make of it, you know? I can make it easier or harder for us to enjoy this trip together. Can I hold myself back for the trip, you know? And we have the death and rebirth. There will be death, kind of energy coming in. Yeah. And there's that ending and beginning energy too, right? It's like, well, things can change. And the high priestess is an energy of stepping back away from, you know, as long as I have my own cabin, my high priestess temple I can escape from, at least I don't feel like I don't want to share a cabin with the two of you. I want my own. I feel like that's their heart. I want to be able to have an escape. So if I need to get away, I can and have my own space. So I feel like that's kind of coming in there. Let's see the T, and then we'll see the ultimate will it happen here. So for um for DS, no, DM, right? Yeah, DM. Control issues. Feeling like a puppet on strings here, right? Yeah, jump ship or get pushed. Yeah. Control issues are present in your relationship. Yeah, we definitely did that. We didn't get that for their reading yesterday, did we? I think that was someone else's. Um, and then for K, we've got the hidden agenda. Dun dun dun. These cards, even though there's this, I mean, it's a huge stack. It's a huge stack of cards. These 2 came out in a reading yesterday, but I don't think it was your reading. I don't think it was. I feel like this is a different one. But someone has a hidden agenda and motives. Yeah. Maybe she has pushed mama from a train. What was that movie? And then mama's spilling the tea. Ooh, clearing the air. Interesting. Clearing up misunderstandings through communication. I feel like that's more towards DM than K. Yeah. And temporary distance. I'm going to take a plane. The distance in relationship is temporary and things may reconnect later. Yeah, I feel like this temporary distance, though, this does come down to that High Priestess card. Like, I need to have space of my own so I can have temporary distance so that I can come back. But I feel like clearing the air, that's funny too, because I feel like she does have a desire to, it's almost like K to her is a bad odor in the air, and she's using air freshener. Shh, we need to clear the air. Wow. So let's see what we've got coming in here. My goodness. Walking the plank. We'll see. We'll see what the outcome is here. But what is this going to happen? And what will they tell us about any outcome here? We've got the Four of Pentacles, solid foundation in the outside world. So it feels like it feels here again. There's this energy of based on current energy. I feel like it is going to happen, but I do feel something happens between now and then because this is my home card too, and I feel like they're saying someone stays home, someone doesn't go, and obviously it's not gonna be mom not going. She's really adamant, "I deserve this, I'm going." Um, and then, of course, she wouldn't go without her son. I feel like it's Kay, obviously, that I feel like that a lot changes between now and then, and, I don't feel like Kay ends up going. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. The cruise does happen, but it does feel like um because they started off saying a lot can happen between now and then. We'll see what the fortune cookie brings in too. Let me just put all these cards back in. That was a lot of cards. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Yeah, absolutely. Sitting in the tea shop, sipping some tea. All right. Yeah, a ritual. There might be a someone sacrificed. 33. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. We said there's going to be blood spilled. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. The others. All right. This is dedication and harnessing energy. It says ritual is the very foundation of a witch's practice. It's the doorway to worlds unseen and a rite of passage. It is the deliberate honoring of the wise ones who've walked before us, the spiritual ones who watch over us. It's also a dedication to self, a place where you can find yourself in your practice and harness your power within. Ritual is a dedication to your craft and is about you showing up for things that are essential to you be it going to work, organizing kids, or hitting the gym, or going on a cruise. Spiritual rituals are no different. If anything, they're even more critical than the day to day stuff of life. It's important to take the time to honor your magic and the magic of those you call upon. By doing so, you're making a choice. And if you pulled ritual, it is because you're being drawn to honor your magic in a more profound way. You're being asked to explore your power as a witch truly and to find the proper time and energy to develop your craft. Is mama gonna learn voodoo dolls? Making time to honor each step of ritual magic through intention is like sending out a beacon saying, I'm here and ready to own my power. The person that will, the powers that be will notice your efforts and begin to give you more power as a reward. So, um, really, it feels like people stepping into their power here. That 3 3, because we had the three of this energy of, being true to one's authentic self. That's really coming in here. Um, but so much can happen. I feel like it's more likely that things fall away than that things come together, right? So we have that. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? All right. But that's what they have for you, Aries. So many blessings to you. Aries rising. And yeah, this will be interesting to see what unfolds. All right. So up next, we will have Patty, and then Deb, and then Queen, and then JoJo, and then Maria P is where we're at now. Hey, Tim. Yeah, vetting. You must be catching up on the stream. The vetting process. So good to see you, Tim. Hello, hello. And let's see, anyone else pop in? Yeah, Jazz came in. Hello, Jazz. Good to see you. Let me just see if anyone else. New love. Hello. Good to see you as well. Uh, and I think that has been it since my last little shout out. I believe so. All right. So let us continue. We'll take a sip here and dive into more readings here. Thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up and all the love and support. I'm so grateful. And especially grateful for your patience in getting to your readings. I know, so like I said, sometimes spirit gets chatty. It takes a while to get to them, but so I'm grateful for your patience. Patience. All right. So, Patty, you are up 20305. And you are up here. There we go. Let's give that a love and a like there. So, hello, hello. And your question is down here in chat. Your dad thinks you should go back home for a fresh start following the job loss. What does spirit say? Oh, dad. It's funny. My dad just sent me a message. All right, let's take a look here. So, what does spirit? Let's see. They don't have like an opinion on a should you go or should you not. What they'll do is they'll give you energy. If you go back, what kind of energy would you experience based on current energies? And if you don't, what kind of energy? And then you can make an educated choice on what energy matches up to what resonates with you as well. So, because there's no wrong choice, just different choices, right? With different experiences and different outcomes. So, boom, boom, boom. If you go home to restart, what kind of energies do you experience there? All right. Boom, boom, boom. And then if you don't go back, what kind of experiences? Got these for these three, that, and those two. All right. We'll take a look here. Interesting. So we got the devil card underlining energy overall for your read. And what I heard, and I don't hear that very often. You would think it would be common that I would hear "devil's in the details." Um, but there is this energy of don't overthink it. Follow your heart, around all this. Don't try to overanalyze, the whole thing. Just go, "What's in your heart?" And then do that, right? You're ready and waiting. All right. So, if you go home, I feel like there's 3 significant things to be aware of. The first one is, yeah, you will see things from a different perspective. You'll get clarity on your calling with the world card. And there's this sense of Taurus grounding energy. So you would get, and then these are 2 major arcana. So you would get a really grounding, you'd feel a place of safety. You would have time to think and time to ruminate and really get in tune with what is it that I want to do with my life. Because I feel like it helps pocket away. It's very quiet energy that feels like, coming in here, right? Um, so I feel like that's a big piece that comes in there. Um, yeah, I feel like you already know this. There'll be some emotional conflict here with both the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Cups. And what I mean by that, I feel like maybe some old emotions are um, drudged up. And what I'm getting from spirit is they're reminding me, like when I go back to visit my family because they all live out of state, I struggle with feeling like that little child because I'm the baby. I had just have one older sibling, my brother, and then my parents, right? And so if I go, I feel like I'm the little child, and it's almost like you shrink a little bit, right? And this is what this is. That's the emotional thing. It's like the emotional inner child really goes, "Oh, here I am. This is my time. I get to be my little emotional child." And it's like, "Uh-oh." So there is a little bit of that to be aware of going, yeah, I kind of feel like I'm a child again instead of the powerful adult that I am. I kind of revert into I'm the little one, because I feel like that's some energy to be aware of there, which is all right. It doesn't mean that you succumb to that, but just know that they'll be demanding your attention, your emotional inner child. And then you have the King of Wands and the Maiden of Cups. Yeah. You've got the Page of Cups, which is joy, celebration. The King of Wands, again, it's that energy of I get to decide what I want. You would need to kind of like consciously say thank you for all your opinions because I feel like everyone's going to have an opinion on what you should do. But it's about that would be a little struggle of clearing the throne room of all the advisors over your life so that you could sit with and find your calling. What is it that I want to do? Then I put a plan together and then I take action. But I do feel like there's a joy and a happiness that you have there. You do feel loved, you do feel supported, but you also get a lot of advice, unsolicited advice, as well. I feel like you might ask some questions, but you get a lot of unsolicited advice that you didn't ask for. And that is, what to be aware of there. Overall, it feels like you really are able to hone in and find out what it is you want to do. If you don't go, you got 3 little packets here. You do have the sun. You do still get clarity that comes in with the sun. You do feel like this energy of victory still with the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, the 3 of Wands. You do end up finding your other path and end up going in a different direction. Yeah, and you stay strong. You stay with your inner strength and you allow yourself to lead your way to go in, right? It's easier for you to choose your path and where you're wanting to go because you're focused in on what you want. I feel like when you go back home, you get sucked into a lot of what like, I don't want to disappoint people. They're telling me you should do this and this and this and this and this. And it's hard to tell people, well, I don't really want to do that. So something you can do to help with that is Oh, all right. That's some good information. I will ponder that. Even if you're like, I pondered it for 2 seconds and said no in my head. At least, that's how you can go, I'll consider that or I'll ponder that. I'll consider that. Thank you for that. Doesn't mean I'm going to take it seriously, but you might already know the answer. Like, hell no, I don't want to do that. But you're like, that's something to consider. Thank you. Try not to roll your eyes. Anyway, so if you don't go back home, what else? You do have the Eight of Swords along with the King of Swords. Yeah. And the 10 of Wands. You do invest a lot of mental energy, because I feel like there's this Eight of Swords is becoming aware of a lot of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets of a lot of details. You get caught up in the mind. You know how we said back here, if you go home, you'll be able to like kind of step out of your mind more and get into your heart because it'll be more quiet than if you don't. I feel like you're going to be caught up in a lot, distracted by a lot of stuff that makes it difficult for you to quiet your life to be able to really connect with your heart. Can be done, but it's more difficult. And then you have the Knight of Swords and the Star. Yeah, you do have clarity and movement still towards your dream come true. Um, a lot of mental energy. Um, and this, I feel like, is the difference between the two here quite a bit. Is if you don't go home, you're going to focus a lot on your mind, on what your mind's dream come true is, because there's this pressure to get somewhere fast because of the fears of not having enough, etc. But when you go home, there's less of that fear, so you're able to drop into your heart more easily. So, but you can find success in either way. It's just the mind is going to be harder to quiet uh, if you don't go home. Which, like I said, there's just different choices with different experiences. There's no right or wrong, but it's like what you get to weigh out, especially that inner child and feeling small. Sometimes we're like, man, I don't want to do that. But other times it's like, I could really use that right now. Right. So no wrong choice. Where's your heart guiding you? Right. Um, let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. All right. Boom. Oh, we got the elders. So, well, there you go. Something to consider. There's people with a lot of wisdom back home, right? Let me find the right one here. There we go. It's going to be after this one here. There we go. So the elders is about compassion and wisdom. Elders are wise. They are the ones who lived and experienced more ups and downs, twists and turns than the rest of us. Elders were the storytellers and keepers of knowledge. They were the ones we sought when in turmoil and who would hold us as we wept for the unfairness life can bring. Aw, Dad. They had compassion for us, but also gave sage advice drawn from their decades of experience. Do you feel like you're being nudged? Nudged home? Today, many elders are seen as a burden instead of cherished loved ones who deserve the right to be supported and cared for in their old age. I do feel like your dad also wants you to be near them for a little bit. So they are in need of you, not just feeling like you're in need of them. And I feel like there is a little bit of they want to be wanted, they need to be needed a little. So, something to consider there. Many elders have not been given the space to share the wise words of their traditions because our modern world moves too fast for their slow wisdom. Yet there are those among us, particularly witches, who still see the wisdom in their old ways. So, if you hold the elder's card, it is to remind you to have compassion for others and to never disregard someone's wisdom or experience. A Zen saying tells us you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day and unless you're too busy, then you should sit for an hour. That's funny. This knowledge can be applied to wisdom as well. Often, the thing you need most when life is moving so fast is to slow down and see what you've been missing, or in this case, who you've been missing. This card is a call to meet with your elders to see if they have wisdom to share about your ancestors that can help you on your path. Well, I feel like you need to go home. I feel it's kind of obvious now with that fortune cookie. It's like they have wisdom to share. You miss them, they miss you, in ways, and I feel like it's good. I feel like it'll be a good, and this need to slow down energy, um, will help, because I feel like it will be like you feel like your life slows down like a lot, right? So, I feel like that's what they have there for you. All right. So that's what they got for you, Patty. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate you. Enjoy your adventure. All right. So, hey, Leah. No, we haven't got to any free readings yet. I have Deb, and then Deidre or Queen, and then JoJo, and then Maria P, and then yeah, and then and then if I um don't have any other donations, it depends on when it is. I will get to them all today. I feel like, let's see, where were you at on the free reading list? Yeah, you're quite a bit down the list on the free readings too. I'll probably be getting to you this afternoon. So if you check in on the afternoon stream, that's probably when I'm going to get to your free reading there, Leia. And that's good for everyone to know because the way I'm going now, I'm at 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's say I've got four donation readings. So that might be hitting towards the 3 hour mark. So I'll most likely be getting to free readings in my afternoon session. But I will complete them all. And after I'm done, I do a pinned comment listing all the readings with timestamps. So if you come back and find the stream, if you listened to your one last night, if you haven't, I did complete one last night, I think, for you if you were here last night. The name sounds familiar. So you can check out your earlier stream too. All right. I know, Patty, right? I was hoping that would not be the case. I know. I kind of felt that energy of, oh, going home feels like a failure, but it's not. It's just another step in your adventure. It's a good um that word of ruminating, like it's like the tea. What is it when you let the tea bag soak in there? It helps things soak in, but then the tea bag comes out, so it's not for forever, it's just temporary. It's just for a moment, and then from there you'll know where you want to go next. It's more of a connecting airport. It's not your final destination. It's just a connect of where you're gonna catch your flight to the next place. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Hang in there. All right. Let us back out of this thing over here. There we go. All righty. So, Deb, we are up next for your second donation. Let me grab that here. So here are both your timestamps. Let us move that out of the list. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for your additional donation. We'll give that a love and a like here. So will the town accept Tab's bid on the camp? All right. Let's see here. Based on current energies, where are we at on that? So she asked you to do some witchy spell stuff or whatever you do. That's funny. So you're asking spirit will meditate with intention on bringing the best outcome from her, whatever that might be. Yeah, that is a great way to do it. I love that because yeah, we it's like that prayer of blah blah blah, but nevertheless, your will be done, not mine. And that is that you know whatever the higher self wants for your your daughter's higher self, what they want to experience. And that's like with healing too. It's like whenever I give healing energy, I imagine the little mini version of the person and I put my hands and then I see the higher self of the other person pop up and I allow them to put their hands over mine and direct what they want to do with the energy. I'm just the conduit of bringing the energy into this realm, but the higher self of the person involved gets to control that. And that's kind of that kind of energy. So I love that awareness. Now, so based on current energies, will they accept the bid? And we'll take a look here. And anything else, Spirit? Um, Anything else that you could do to, guarding this for your daughter? We'll take a look here. Well, got the bottom of the deck. We do have the Ace of Pentacles. That is about something new happening, in the outside world here. So um, it is a new opportunity. It's an abundant opportunity that unfolds with all of that there as well, right? Yeah, I imagine. Trying to control everything outside of our control. That's their adventure. And I'm sure people told us, don't stress. I mean, but then we do anyway. And we learn to stress over things, stress over people stressing about their stress. But it feels like there's a positive energy coming in here for the um the camp. Let's see what else they have here. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, another abundance energy coming in. Both of those together are a positive. The 10 of Pentacles, three of the most abundant cards with the pentacles in the outside world, and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, happy, happy, joy, joy energy with all this here. Um, I mean, there's no here at all. It's all yes, 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 yes energy that is coming in here. So, um, yep, all we can do is focus on, and this is an energy. If you want to tell her something that she can do, is focus on gratitude and that awareness. Of course, wherever I focus my energy is what grows and expands. So, if I find myself focusing on fear, because that's what stress is, I'm stressing about it. I'm fearing an outcome. I'm anxious. That's fear. I fear an outcome. It's like um, we're drawing the things we fear toward us, but not to ignite more fear. Oh God, Um, yeah, yeah, I love that. I won't keep you from your own personal hell. If you need to go through that and you want to go through that, that's your choice. No judgment, but just information. If you focus on what you're grateful for in life and the grateful and focus on the gratitude around your daughter's health and you telling her this, right, that um you draw in um that kind of energy towards us and more easily instead of making it more difficult, right? Yeah, but all right. Let's see here. What else can you do regarding the camp and whatever here? Yeah, 10 of cups. Focus on joy, celebration, joy, 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 joy. Um, and that's what we can do. Send love and joy towards someone. The 2 of cups. Yep, emotional choice. That's that 10 of cups. Choose joy, choose joy. 3 of wands. There's this energy of trusting the path, trusting that there's no wrong path, there's no wrong choice, there's no wrong outcome. That regardless, I get to choose the emotion I feel around anything. If I don't get it, then there we go. If I do get it, there we go. Um, the outside world is meaningless. Blood tests are meaningless. A town's decisions are meaningless until they get into the noodle and we apply meaning to it. It just is, you know? I don't know. Does a hamster care? No. Then why should we? I don't know why a hamster, but there you go. Yep, the 5 of cups. Transform emotion, lower vibration to higher vibration. Yeah, the power of choice energy. It's all over the reading here. It's it's like realizing, and this is good for all of us, around stress and when we're worried about the future and stuff, is you remember that time when things didn't turn out the way we wanted it to? Yeah? You're still alive, aren't you? I am. All right. I mentioned sometimes when, uh, whenever something that feels ominous comes toward my life, I revert back to I'm either going to get through this or I'm not. And in either case, I'm going to be fine because I'll either get through it and I'll be fine or I won't get through it and I'll be dead. So, either case, I will be fine. So, interesting. Let's take a look here. But it is also that no matter what happens in my life, I get to choose what it means about for me. And some of my stress in my life would come up when I know I can choose my emotion in the moment, that I'm going to be able to get through it. But I'm afraid for other people because I'm like, they may not be able to. And that also makes it, when you say it out loud, it seems so pompous. But I'm worried about them. And it's like, oh, let me return back to my faith and trust that they are strong enough as well. And because I remember they're not this human character. Behind them is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that lives forever. It's eternal, it's powerful as well. Right. Yep. Mix your cauldron. Here you are. The two of you working your magic. It's 10. Bewitching. Yes, it be. Blink and you shall see a bubbling desire left in the brewing rain. Interesting. Right? I love that. I love that. All right, let's take a look here. So, number 10, endings and beginnings energy. It is transmutation, vessel, metamorphosis. There's the butterfly energy as well, right? Right. Have no fear, they can only kill you once. Wisdom learned in the sandbox. Oh, I love that. Hey, give back Gerald Tyler. Long time no see. That's probably not your name that I remember you by, but that's your screen name. All right. So, Deb, your fortune cookie says a cauldron is essential for a witch and is often the center of her home. Has many uses from cooking to working spells, brewing potions, and making floor washes. The cauldron is the vessel of transformation, turning materials into something useful, healing, and nourishing. The cauldron is a symbol of bringing many things together to create the things you want. Sometimes things have to be broken down before something new can be created. It may even take several attempts before you have the perfect outcome. Do not be afraid to fail or try your spells a few different times or in different ways. What a perfect energy around this, right? As you grow in your practice, you will begin to see what works and what does not. You will understand the signs of your bubbling pot and can make adjustments when needed. If you're holding the cauldron card, it's because there's not one path to the outcome you seek. You may have to try many different approaches to manifest what you desire. Perhaps becoming a millionaire means you have to develop a few different sources of income, or to find love, you will have to kiss many frogs before finding the prince. That's so funny. A spell may need to be worked over the course of many months or even years. You cannot always expect your workings to happen within the course of a moon cycle. There are many, there are often things in your aura that are preventing you from being ready to receive what you seek. Perhaps you have to learn how to manifest something else before manifesting the bigger goal. Trust your intuition. Wow, there's some wisdom in that, right? Yeah, very interesting. So, trusting that the path is for us, and that if I don't get it, there's a reason why now is not the best time for it. Because maybe I'm going to go manifest something smaller, and then I'm able to come back and manifest something bigger, and maybe it'll be a lower price, or I'll have new wisdom, or there'll be something else too. But it'll be a perfect timing, right? Interesting, interesting. And a really great message. So I love that for you. Your wife rejects religion. It's too much. Uh, she likes screams, "Don't pray in my house," like that. Ooh, too fun. All right. All right. So let's circle back around here. I'm going to take a quick sip here. All right. So up next, we do have Deidre, or Queen, as it says on your donation. So here is your timestamp. And scroll up here. There we are. And that's a bravo. I love it. Thank you for your little sticker and your donation. And you'd like to have a reading around Jose, and you just need some clarity on how he feels and where the relationship is going. All right, we'll take a look here based on current energies and see what is going on here. Let me just scroll quickly down and see if there's anything added in the meantime. All right, nope. All right. So let's take a look here. So Jose. So we'll look at and see what are their current feelings towards you. Okay. Current thoughts. Oh, nope, those are feelings underneath too. Sorry. I got the feelings they're aware of and the feelings below the surface they're not aware of. And then what are their thoughts? Because those are two different entities. We got 3 cards for that. And a couple cards below the surface there too. And then where is the relationship currently heading based on current energies? All right. We'll take a look here, see what we got going on in the mind and life of Jose. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Judgment card. The underlying energy for the entire reading is about seeing things from a higher perspective, being drawn to try to gain some clarity around what they do want. And in a way, it's like there's this, how can we say this? It's an energy around, I don't know what I want in life in general, but they're just like, I don't know. I'm confused kind of energy. But I have this desire to seek clarity. What is it that I want? Because I like this, that they don't want to just, well, we'll just do this and we'll see. Because they realize if I don't, if I don't realize this is what I want, then I'm going to hurt you if I end up changing my mind midstream. And I feel like that's why they're taking some time to really solidify it, because once they commit to it, they commit to it. But they want to make sure before I do this, it's like joining the military. That's funny. It's not that it's militaristic, but it's like you join, you sign it, your life is theirs for that certain amount of time. There's no getting out of it easily without a lot of trouble and people chasing after you. So let's take a look here. What are their these are their emotions. What are their feelings around the both of you and you, right? So we do have the 9 of Swords. There are some fears here. Let's see what else is here first. Here we got the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there is the slowness energy and the Hierophant. Again, energy of trying to see things from a higher perspective. We got Venus love energy here. But I do feel like they're slow in revealing their heart and sharing their heart because of the 9 of Swords, which represents they did have a lot of pain when they were younger, when they revealed their emotions and were very vulnerable. And so they do take a lot of time with that Knight of Pentacles. It's the slowest moving knight out of them all. And they do want to take time to build trust to show their heart. versus, the other. But so they are taking their time. They're gaining clarity, and so they're not making a quick decision. They want wanting to make sure it's the right decision emotionally, but they haven't revealed their heart yet. Below the surface, what's down here? Yeah, they've got the self love. They've got this love energy that's here. But below the surface, we all are on this journey of trying to find our self love because the love of our life is ourselves. People in the outside world can't give us the love we're looking for because we're looking for eternal, unconditional love. That's what our heart hungers for. All the external world can give us is, excuse me, temporary, unstable love, conditional love. Um, and every relationship we have in the outside world is a reflection of our self love. So our journey a lot is finding our self-love through our reflections we have in romantic relationships, but friends and family and coworkers and peers at school and everyone, they're all mirrors showing us our love for ourselves. That's what we see back and are reflected back. So, we do have that, that reflection there. So their feelings, there is emotion below the surface, but they don't really allow themselves to share it and open up their heart yet. Because, like I said, their fears have them are slow in opening that up. Now, their mind, which is a completely different entity than the heart, what's on their mind? What are their thoughts around you and your guys' relationship? They have the Six of Wands. There is this victory, this moving forward energy coming in here. It's a flow. A six is a very flowy energy. We have the Hermit. They do prefer this alone time energy. And then the Six of Swords, leaving behind old ways of thinking, um, seeing things from a higher perspective. So I feel like they do the Hermit energy. They have this tendency to want to be alone, but we'll see what's below the surface here that is ruling that. But with the sixes on each side, they're trying to get out of that feeling of wanting to be safe and alone. They're tired of it, and the feeling, the aloneness they've been feeling, being a hermit, is outweighing their fears of how things would go. So they're more, they're in that flowing energy of their thoughts of, I used to just want to be alone and stay single because it's safer and easier and blah, blah, blah. But things have changed and they've been going through that and they are looking for, um, it's like they might have been afraid of commitment before, but their mindset has changed where they are going, a commitment doesn't sound so bad like it did before. Underneath the surface, yeah, we have the Eight of Swords. So they are letting go of some long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to keep them feeling blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small. And they're realizing those fears they had, this little construct they had from the brain was designed to keep their heart safe. And it did. These stay alone, keep away from people, stay independent is a keeps you safe and keeps you from getting hurt and stuff as younger, but that it's like a baby gate. That was good and kept the baby safe, but now as an adult, these baby gates we actually trip over and almost break our neck falling down the stairs. The baby gates are good to be removed now. And that's what they're doing is they're releasing these old they did they served a purpose to keep me safe before, but now they're an obstacle. Yeah, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, they're definitely seeing things from a different perspective, a higher perspective, gaining clarity. So I do feel like they're more leaning towards seeing that a commitment sounds kind of nice. So let's see what their intentions are and where the relationship is heading right now. Yeah, they have the Three of Swords, which are expectations equal disappointment, and but we have the Temperance card, slowly built as well. And so the combination here is where it's headed. It's undetermined still, but the Temperance card is a card of slow growth and transformation. It's like alchemy. You put a base metal in one cup and you go back and forth, adding magic. Slowly, it's turning to gold, and someday, boom, it turns to gold. The Three of Swords is the fear of disappointment, and this is all this letting go of expectations of what a like a relationship, who they're supposed to be, what they're who they're supposed to bring into the relationship, how a relationship is supposed to start and progress, and the outcome, what it's supposed to bring me, who I'm supposed to be in the relationship. It's like exhausting. And they're saying here that if we can lower our expectations and get rid of all that's supposed to be and be in gratitude for what is and celebrate what we do have, that grows. If I focus on expectations and what's not happening, that sucks the life out of it. That's why it came out together here that it hasn't been decided yet, because if we focus in on all the expectations, it will spiral downward and it'll suck the life out of it. But if we focus on what we're grateful for and the joy, what we love about them, what we love about the relationship, what we love about what the relationship brings us, what we love about us in a relationship, that grows instead of shrinks and shrivels, right? So important energies there. Um, we'll also pull a spill the tea card real quick here, and then we'll see what your fortune cookie brings in as well. Hey, Queen. Welcome, welcome. So I don't know if you've heard your entire one. If you just came back in, here is your timestamp. So that's when it starts. But we'll see here. So it looks like things are, but it's that slow and all that slow progress coming in there. It's like, but it's letting go of an outcome in a time frame, because the more we focus on that, the further we push it away. As we focus on higher vibration gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and play, that speeds things up and draws things to us. Otherwise, we're going, no, I don't want it. Our energy is saying that, but maybe not us, but our energy is. So let's see here. Spill the tea. What else? Okay, can you know? Did you see that card come flying out of the deck? Yep. So we've got partial truths coming in here. And it is about only sharing parts of the truth that benefit oneself. And this is because there's that undecidedness, you know, if we put them on the spot and go, "Do you want a relationship or not?" They'll be like, "Well, I do," but they don't know the full truth yet either, so they can't be um true to themselves with you yet, because they're trying to figure it out themselves too. So I feel like that's an important energy. If you're picking up, like, I feel like they're holding something back. Yeah, they're holding back the, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. But I feel like they want to build it slow, and not have a lot of um, intentions, because that's the expectations. They would rather just grow together and I feel like they're committed to growing together, but if expectations come in, that's what chases them away, because they are afraid of failure, of disappointing, right? That's that Three of Swords too, the fear of disappointing. Right. Your fortune cookie is the graveyard, 18. There's this death and rebirth energy. There is a song that bellows in the peace of knowing no end, in acknowledging the crossroads of eternity. Wow. And the energy of this is peace and acknowledgement. It says many see a graveyard as a symbol of mortality. It collects the tears of mourners whose loved ones have been laid to rest. Its stillness is an ominous song that creeps up the spine, leaving us to ponder who death will come for next. But a graveyard is a place of serenity where souls can find peace and stillness beyond the harsh realities of living. There's no longer the need to struggle against what is. It's a place of surrender. Yeah, letting go, surrendering our expectations, right? Loving what is and just allowing it, right? Expectations. Okay, there are those who fear the graveyard, for it has long been the home of wandering spirits who cannot find peace. Those who have not transitioned to eternity, forced to live a half life, neither dead nor alive. Souls who are faced with taking responsibility for a life not lived to the full, focused on things that didn't matter and holding on to resentment. The graveyard card will help you find peace with where you are. There are times when we will be faced with difficult situations that are beyond your control. Those are the times that we must surrender to our current place. There's no use in fighting a battle you've already lost. Take control over the one thing you can change: yourself. The situation you're inquiring about is no longer in your hands. The powers that be have taken over. Often we're faced with a challenging ending that is necessary to facilitate a bright new beginning. That doesn't mean that it's gonna if that this is gonna end, but it's like you surrender. The only thing that I can control are my story, my emotions, my energy, my decisions. Can't control anyone else's. So the biggest thing that we can do really in relationships is find my self-love. Because the more I raise my love vibration, the more I'm able to give and receive love in greater ways to people in the outside world. And and it is interesting um that everyone is a reflection of our self-love. So the more I open and raise my self-love, the more I see that love in the outside world too. Oh, it did end. So it's true. Oh. Wow. Well, that is very interesting. Well, they're definitely with all these cards, it's still on their mind with all the mental and emotional energy. So there still is a lot there. But it does make sense that they're wanting to move forward slowly in things and in this fear. Yeah, if he was coming in, because it does feel here. I mean, it's slow and all of that makes sense now that we're aware of that information, coming in there too, because I do feel like they are slow to open their heart and they want to make sure they want something. And I don't know if there was ultimatums or if they felt pressured and they said, "Well, if I have to decide now, then the answer is no, because I don't know what I want, and I'd rather take an exit ramp than draw things in and hurt you even more than I would, um, you know, by exiting further on down the road." But I do feel here, I mean, there is that energy of they're getting their, clarity and then getting their mind here. It just might be, and that makes sense with all this time energy too. It just is a matter of time before, uh, they're ready for a relationship, but, it can unfold. It can come back around. Let me do a quick clarity now that we know that. Is there a, um it's funny, the judgment card they're showing me that you got, at the beginning, because the judgment card is a card of resurrection from the dead, as well. So let me take a look here based on current energies. I just want to get an extra card. All right, well, we got two. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got the high priest. Oh my god! So the judgment card, you can't make it up. It came back out again. Plus, we have the high priestess. And this makes sense with both of these because the high priestess is people going away into their high priestess temple alone to connect higher, to understand, see things from a higher perspective, look behind the veil, also dive deep into the emotions. It's a lot of self reflection energy. It's like the moon energy. And then the judgment card is a resurrection. It's seeing things from a different perspective. Usually there's people rising from a grave, like a rising from the graveyard. So right now it's the time away is giving you both an opportunity to focus in on what thoughts and beliefs don't serve you anymore, what emotions don't serve you anymore, what energy doesn't serve you anymore, what things in your physical life don't serve you anymore, so that you both can raise your love vibration and meet at a higher level. Instead of doing what we've always done and ending up with what we've always gotten, you're both going through this evolutionary kind of energy. Wow. Makes sense with all of that came through. So hopefully that helps, Queen. And that's what they have for you, my dear. So, which doesn't mean, yeah, doesn't want him right. I was gonna say, as you evolve and change, though, sometimes when we evolve and change, our tastes change, and we're like, that's not interest me anymore. I want this. So that's what happens. I love it. All right. So many blessings, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that very much. Oh, too funny. All right, Jojo, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. Like 251 even. Oh, and then we have Sudeshni. Hey, Sudeshni. Long time. Good to see you. So we have Jojo and then Maria P and then Sudeshni up after that. You're up. Hello, hello. Good day to you. Let's give your donation a love and a like, Jojo. Good day to you. Hello. All right. Has your cat been born? Ooh, okay. Let's take a look here. Was there anything else? I think that was it. Let's take a look here. So, has your kitty been born? All right. Let's take a look here. And what message do they have? Whether they have been born or not. All right. 2121. Oh my gosh, that was Crescent Moon's reading time. I'm like, why does 2121 sound familiar? It was a timestamp earlier. Bottom of the deck, we do have the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Joy to the world, the cat is born. It's like the Joy to the World Christ song, right? Um, so I feel like with that there, I feel like they're it wouldn't be one of 10 kittens, would they? But their 10 is, of course, an energy. Endings and beginnings. Here I come. Um, yeah, the death and the rebirth. I feel like they're in between. So I feel like they're in the womb to be born, but they're not. They haven't made it out yet. 10 p.m. Yeah, so that's what 8 hours. Yeah, 8 hours ahead of where we're at. But yeah, we've got this energy here of the death and the rebirth, but the temperance card is it's in the making. I haven't made it out yet, but I'm in process. I am in the belly. Um, so it won't be long now. So I like that. Um, and Sagittarius, they're going to be a Sagittarius, which that means they're gonna be born between November 22nd and December 22nd. Uh, they're like, "I'm gonna be a Sagittarius, a fire sign for a fire sign." That's great. Let's see, what do they have here for their messages for you? We've got the Hanged Man. Whoops, the Hanged Man, seeing things from a different perspective, and the Justice card. Yep, they definitely are gonna be bringing in some wisdom here, and that makes sense with that Sagittarius energy coming in here, because Sagittarius is like the old soul fire sign, Aries is the brand new, Leo is like kind of the middle, and then Sagittarius is the older, so they can bring in a lot of wisdom because of their eldership, right? You need you a fire sign. You say that now until they waking you up at 3 in the morning. Feed me. No, just don't get an orange tabby. They're like, oh, they'll probably be a black cat. But I do see this wisdom in helping you see things from a higher perspective. They will be acting as a familiar for you and be bringing in thought and allowing you see things from a different perspective. They will also distract you when you're getting too caught up in your head as well. Yeah, I feel like black, right? I do feel like a she. It does feel like a she energy that come in here too. So I just feel that here. Yeah, we have the 5 of cups. Their purring will help you transform your emotional energy. Yeah, here's the black crow, black cat, black crow. So it feels like black energy, but they will help you both transform your mindsets, transform your emotional energy as well. I like that. And you have the 8 of wands and the hermit. Yep, they'll bring you a little bit, and I feel like here too, they'll give you energy to your physical body. Virgo energy of the Hermit card, and then the 8 of Wands energy here, of flow of energy as well. So they're purring again, coming back to that. I help you with your physical body. I help you with your emotional body. I help you with your mental body. What is it gonna? Is this gonna be the spiritual energy? Well, they are a Wands energy already, anyway, right? They're already fire because they're a Sagittarius, but you can't make it up. And Ace of Wands, and I will help you with your spiritual energy, your spiritual connection too. I do it all. They're here to help you in every area of your life to come in. So I love it. They're on their way. Let's see here if we can get any clarity on like when's their birthday going to be, so you can kind of in that month period, kind of see where they're at here. And then we'll pull a fortune cookie for you too. Let's just take a quick look here. There we go. Well, we got October 24th to November 22nd. So they're like November 22nd. Oh, December 1st or 4th? Could be. Right now, their energy, it feels like they're like on the cusp. They're right on November 22nd. That's funny. The earliest. I wanna get there, like, the earliest possible, which is an energy of I'm excited to be there. I can't wait. So if it's between November 22nd and December 22nd, I wanna be there on November 22nd, but, we'll see. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in, right? You're like, "Yes!" on the day of, because 'cause you're excited, they're excited. And we got apples. Or maybe it is the 4th. You got the number 4 card here. Maybe they're born on the 22nd and well, I don't know how soon you can take them away from their mother, but, we have the number 4 coming in, so that might resonate there too. Oh my gosh. What did I just see? So what stood out to me? You didn't get this card, but I knew it was in there. You got black cat. Oh, yeah, 2 plus 2 is 4, isn't it? You know your maths. So that jumped out just as I was flipping through here. A kitty for Christmas? love it. Okay. This is about deception, mistrust, and rotten apples. Let's take a look here. We all know the story of Snow White taking the apple from her stepmother, who masquerades as a sweet old crone. It's a wise old tale that's existed long before Disney ever made it into a movie, and a warning that things are not always as they seem. Sometimes our greatest enemy is hiding behind the mask of a savior. Death is infused into something meant to give us life, and someone pretending to be our friend is luring us into a trap. There are rotten people in the world who will take advantage of those who trust without pause. They come bearing gifts to gain your trust. Their faces are all in shape, sizes, all sorts of shape, sizes, and color. These people always get their due one way or another. So when an apple appears in your spread, it is a warning to pause before making any decisions about someone or a situation. You do not have all of the facts yet, and there could be danger for you now. Betrayal and deception are likely, so be vigilant. You must tread carefully until everything comes to light. This is especially true for you if you've also, well, you haven't pulled the seduction card. Someone may be taking advantage of you or setting you up for failure. That's if you got that other one, seduction, the seduction card. But I feel like this is about if you get word of someone, oh, my cat's going to have kittens. Wait, don't go. I want one, um, because you got to wait until the kittens are born. Because I feel like the first person or the first pregnant cat you come across isn't the mama one, it's the one that comes after it, because that one's gonna have non-black kittens. You're gonna end up with a black cat, but if you're like, "I want one of those," and then they're born, you're like, "Oh, I don't want any of those because I don't want a black kitten." That wait, and you will wait until you come across a mama kitten, I mean, a mama cat who has the kittens, and then you get to pick the black one, and they'll pick you too, um, but you'll be drawn to that, so trust that. I love that for you, Jojo. Kitty, kitty. I know. Maybe someday we'll have kittens and cats again. It's funny, my host puts out cat food because there was this red cat, which she called what's the name of Ron Weasley. She calls it Ron Weasley because it's a redhead. So she put out food to feed it, and then we end up feeding the raccoons as well. And now we have a white cat. I don't think we have a black cat. There's a white cat, a gray cat. There's like 4 cats. And then that I'm like, before we know it, we're gonna have possums, and we already feed the squirrels and the birds. So she is like Snow White. She jokes, that's funny. All right. Anyway, that's what they have for you, Jojo. So I'm excited for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. So many blessings to you. All right. I think that was it there. All right. So next we'll have Maria P. And then we have 2 for Sudeshni for the donations. I have hit over 3 hours. So after I'm done with donations, I am going to go take a break and go eat some bears. Shh, we do have bears outside of town. I think we every once in a while we get some in a neighborhood on the outskirts of town. But yeah, a black bear, as long as it's not a grizzly. Too funny. But I will be coming back on to finish out all free readings. So I'll gather all those here after I'm done with these last 3 donations. And then I'm going to go eat and do a couple chores, and then I'll be back on to finish out all the readings. I need to do some stuff while the light is out. So, but I'll be back on and we'll finish everything up. So, yeah. All right. So, Maria P, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp. Here we go. Thank you for your donation via the PayPal. We'll bring this up here. There we are. All right. Let's take a sip here. So, cheers, everybody. All right. So let's take a look here. Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. Hopefully they're not seeing a bear out there in the wilderness while they're hunting. All right. So thoughts and feelings for you. And then he's been messaging you a lot, his thoughts. Okay. Um, on the way back, he said, "Oh, sorry, Mammy, I need some quiet time driving." Okay. Okay. Mammy. Updates on the dark side. Uh, has he realized something over this hunting trip about us? All right. All right. So that is what they have here. All right. And of course, we'll pull a fortune cookie as well. So their thoughts overall right now. Yeah, definitely. We've got this energy, this excitement around having the dream come true here. So I do feel like there's a bit this did do some good mentally. I feel like they're just rededicated to and a lot of clarity around what their dream is. And I feel like they feel like this was good. This allowed the dust to settle, the voices and loudness and um, to calm, to have them have some good mental energy. So that's good there that they have that here. Their heart, their emotions towards the two of you, towards you and us, is the Three of Swords and the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is about movement of thought and belief and mindset, and the Three of Swords is the fears. And this is letting go because the fears are what would hold them back before the fear of being heartbroken and the fear of being a disappointment and being disappointed. So I feel like they did some good settling of their heart while they were out there too. The movement of letting some old fears go and that makes sense with the mind is like, all right, let's move forward. Let's look towards the dream. And the heart's like, yeah, let's let go of some of these fears. Let's move. Let's go. The heart is very on board with um, getting back on track with what their heart's dream come true is. So I like that. Um, he was messaging you a lot. What were his thoughts? Yep. Here's the new journey, the new adventure, the possibilities. Again, letting the thoughts go, ready to move forward and go forward without all of the, like a child, full of possibilities, not through a lot of rules and stuff. And so it does feel like a restart, ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. So this really did good. I think we talked about that. I think that came through in one of the readings that you had of, this does do them good. This hunting trip does good. It's this getting away allowed a reboot, a lot of energy. So that's why there was a lot of communicating there. And then on his way back, he did say, I need some quiet while I'm driving here. Yep, the Knight of Pentacles. They just want this nice, quiet, slow drive through nature, connecting with nature. Um, and I get it because I love going on singular road trips. I don't know if they drove by themselves or not, but I do feel like I once went on a 4,000-mile road trip that went from here through I'm in Colorado through Utah, stopped and visited a friend, went up to northern Utah, not Utah, Idaho, where my family lives. And then I went over to Portland, Oregon, and visited some friends there. Oh, I stopped in um, near San Francisco to visit a friend and then visited another friend in Portland. And then, I mean, I went on this long one and then stopped at Mount Shasta and then all the way down to LA and then came back through New Mexico, back to Colorado. I mean, this big, and I loved being on the road alone because you do so much thinking. I wouldn't even play music. It was just sitting in that. It's a good thinking energy. And that's what I'm picking up with them is they're just this thinking and clarity and they're just enjoying the silence and also driving they don't want to like It's dangerous, one, but it's illegal in our state to do that. But there is this energy, of this aloneness and really just keeping that grounded feeling that they have as they go back into the, you know, loudness of society, right? So updates on the dark side. Yeah, they have the Ace of Pentacles. There is this new energy, this new wanting to take action on the dark side and putting their hand and bringing new starts in their physical world. So it does feel like they have this based on their current energy, right? This I want a new beginning in the outside world. Um, and then did he realize anything of the trip between the two of you? Yeah, the King of Wands, right? Yes, he called you later and said he felt like Kaka, and then called you. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And we got the King of Wands here too, which is I cleared the noise that cleared all the people out of the throne room. I've decided what I want. I'm putting a plan together and I'm taking action. So before I would get an energy of I'm trying to decide what I want, but I feel like they've come to a conclusion while they were out there, right? So I like that. We'll also see here what the fortune cookie brings in here. But this is based on their current energy. I feel like that hunting trip, getting away, just really had them do it, especially with the boys, right? They went out there with his guy friends, his fellow hunters, and getting out there allowed him to hear the stories and realize more of what he was wanting too. So I like that. We've got the veil, card 41. Look. Says it's quite possible your eyes have become the fog in which you dwell, a half swallowed glimpse of all that you truly are or can be, that the tears you bleed are ready for the storms to turn the skies inward. Interesting, right? Yep, still go with the flow though, right? Don't leap ahead. Yeah, crossing, revealing truth. I like this energy. The veil is the very heart of Samhain. Samhain, right? On this night, the veil between worlds is at its thinnest, and the spirit realm is as close as it's ever going to be here on earth. That means you have a toll free call to every spiritual helper, from the gods and goddesses to your ancestors, your angels, ghosts, you name it. Each year, you have a chance at receiving supercharged advice from those who know everything in the entire universe. The Veil card has come into your reading because new truths will soon be revealed in your situation. Things are being uncovered that were waiting for the conditions to be just right so that they can present themselves to you in the most effective way. Be sure to keep your mind open to receiving messages in unusual ways. Notice any recurring signs or symbols or even feelings. There's no coincidence for you at this time. It does feel this new truths will come to you, these positive truths. And I feel like this is the news that they want to give you is I've decided what I want, kind of energy. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Stop. There we go. So, wow, boom, boom, boom. I like this for you. I don't know. Not to like super excite or whatever, but she's wearing a veil. Just feel like, you know, there is this committed kind of energy around that, right? Anyway, we'll leave it at that. I like it a lot. I know. Great reading. And we'll circle back around this afternoon for your free reading. So we'll get to that later. All right. So thank you again for your donations. I very much appreciate it. So many blessings to you, my dear. How fun. All right. And then Sudeshni, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And yeah, you had 3, 1, 4, 3, 1. for your first one here, and then of course you have two, so we'll circle back for the second one here after we're done with the first one. So let's give your first one a love and a like here. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And you want to know, did Johann meet someone new this weekend? All right. We will take a look here and see what we have here. All right. So let's take a look here. Did Johann meet someone new this weekend? Thank you. And then I feel like we want to know this and this and this and this and this. All right, let's see what we got here. So you hear my stomach growl? Simmer down. All right. Yeah, it looks like they did with the Ace of Cups coming in. That is a card that can represent a new love. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Devil card, which the energy I'm getting in with this is an energy of it's a stepping stone energy. They're going to learn a lot about some old, long held thoughts and beliefs and expectations that they're ready to let go of. And with the Knight of Wands, it feels like more attraction energy, but it's also fast. As fast as it comes in, it also goes away. It's not going to be very long. It's not like a long term, but it is like more of a stepping stone. Someone that they learn things through, but then they move on from as well. So I don't feel like it's something that's like long, 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 right? What else can we know about this? We got the Death card and the Two of Wands. Yeah, we have the death and rebirth. So that's what we're talking about here. We got that Scorpio energy of transformation and shedding some skin. The Two of Wands coming in here too does represent two passions. They're kind of drawn to two different people with this Two of Wands. But I do feel like plans that are made with this one, like I said, it doesn't unfold like they quickly form plans and expectations, but then things just kind of don't go very far um, for them. We have the Four of Wands, which is more joy, celebration, gathering. And again, it feels more Wands passion energy focused than it does. Like it's not love at first sight. It's just energetic and physical attraction, you know. But like I said, it doesn't unfold and go very far. Um, yeah, and the big thing is because here we've got the Magician card and the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is an energy of like an ideal person, someone who fits like a glove, and the Magician card is, this energy of the search, and they want this magic of this feeling like someone fits like a glove, and this person doesn't fit like a glove there. There's this mutual, like you said, energetic and physical attraction, but the more you get to know someone and you have conversations, you realize, yeah, it's like when you meet somebody, you have this amazing animalistic connection, this draw to them, like, oh my God. And you're attracted to them and you're like, wow. But then they open their mouth and you're like, oh, they depreciated in value because you're like, wow, you know. So I feel like it's quickly downward spirals. They met someone, they're attracted, but then they're like, no, it doesn't unfold there. So hopefully it helps. Let's see if the fortune cookie comes in with them as well. Hey, Cat Goddess. Welcome, welcome. All right. We got the broom. Take flight, broom. What dreams may come from what you seek? Make room, make way. A clearing need be. Yeah. That makes sense with the energy we were picking up on, right? Because it is clarifying, clearing, purifying. So a broom or a besom, if that's how you pronounce it, BESOM, can be found in any home for sweeping dust and dirt. However, a broom to a witch is more than a simple household tool. It holds a special significance and sweeps more than dust and dirt away. Brooms are often used to sweep away negative energy in a similar way to Native Americans burning white sage. It sweeps away the physical and invisible energies that have crept in from the outside world. This clearing of energy contributes to a witch's well being. Clearing out the old and dusty, a witch makes space for the new. Sweeping out negative energy, a witch raises her vibration and therefore her strength. So that's this person coming in. Yes, but they sweep them away quickly. Too much lower vibrational energy that's there. When the broom sweeps into your life, you're being guided to do some cleaning. Some things surrounding your current situation have been neglected. You need to clear out this dust of the past. This card can also mean clearing your aura. As healers, we tend to hold on to energy of others for much longer than we need. It's important to do regular purification rituals to keep your aura nice and tidy. So this message is amplified if we didn't pull another card. The more you clear out the old, the more you make room for new energies to come into your life. Removing things both physical or metaphorical from your life, such as mementos from past relationships, or giving away things that remind you of old situations, helps with that process of clearing. Yeah. So it doesn't last long with this person. All right. So that's what they have for that one for you. So thank you for that. And then for your second donation, let's give you a separate timestamp for that. And that's for number 2. And let's give that a love and a like here. So thank you for that. And this one is Jay meeting anyone else, and are they going to his home? Was this weekend really about his car or seeing someone else? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Is that the same Jay? It's okay. Spirit knows who you're talking about. I don't need to know. I'm just the radio playing the radio station. I'm not in charge of the radio song list. I just comes out here. All right. So let's take a look here. Is Jay meeting anyone else? Okay, thank you. And are they going to his home? Okay. And was this weekend really about his car or seeing someone else? All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. We'll see what we got here. Okay. Well, bottom of the deck, we do have the Two of Cups, which is relationship energy. So, it was. We'll find out here if it was about that, but or not. But they did meet someone here with the Two of Cups. Is he meeting anyone else? We have the Hermit card, which is being alone. So I don't feel like they were planning on meeting anyone, at least physically, with this being the physical world energy. Were they going to go to their home? No, it doesn't feel like it because we got the King of Pentacles, but we have the Knight of Cups. It's movement of emotion or like the idea of romance, but the King of Pentacles, it's a more of a solid foundation in the outside world. Because I don't feel, let me see here. Let me pull a clarifier on there. Let me pull a spill the tea energy on here because I feel like the energy is I wasn't planning on this, but I ended up meeting someone. And let's see here. Do they end up at home? Bridging the differences. Feel like they might have met for a meal, not in their home though, but that makes sense that they did get together here, and it feels like more in the outside world with that here. Um, so I don't feel like they went to their home, but that I feel like they met out at like a restaurant or something. Um, so was the weekend about meeting someone or was it about the car, right? We had the 3 of Wands, yeah. So the 3 of Wands is a change of direction, and the 5 of Wands is a movement and a change of energy. So with those 2 cards, that it does tell me the 3 of Wands is, well, I was planning this, but then something else happened. So that how I was saying feels like what it was. It wasn't a I need to do this. It was like I need to do this for my car, and then this other thing ended up happening too. Yeah, the 9 of Wands along with the Devil card. Yeah. It's like whatever this 9 of Wands, something to do with the car kept them from being able to travel and do things, right? The 9 of Wands, it feels like I was kept contained, and in doing that, then the devil came to tempt me. That's what I'm hearing. And I was tempted with this, energy. But, so it does feel like it wasn't the plan, it wasn't, you know, uh, it just was a result of something to do with the car, ended up happening. Um, but it doesn't feel like they just went out to eat. I don't feel like they went back to the home, and it doesn't feel like because that shenanigans card, since it was just a meal, then um, you know, it uh, wouldn't have happened there. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in too. They'll reveal through that as well. All right. Here we go. This one right here. And we've got the wolf, card number 44, which is devour the ferocious calling within, the howling of your spirit. Run widely into the freedom of your knowing. All right, let's see what this is about here. I think that's the last card, is it? Yes. This is about instinct and freedom. Our instincts are a roadmap to surviving this human experience. Instincts give us the urge to eat when hungry, to cover up when cold, to seek sex when aroused, and to sense danger even when we cannot see it with our eyes. Well, maybe there was food and then there was sex. Instinct and intuition are gifts from the powers that be to help us discover happiness, support, and well being. Intuition is our inner knowing that connects us to the intelligence of the spirit realm and to the intelligence of the earth. Sadly, many of us have muted our animal natures. We become too reliant on what we can see and have forgotten to tap into the intelligence that's already available to us. Wolf is calling to remind you that you know your way home. You may feel lost or confused about something in your life. You may not know which direction to travel or what is safe to pick up along the way. Wolf allows your instinct to take over. You receive this guidance through the urges you feel. It's like a push and pull right in the center of your being. So take a few moments to feel these urges when faced with a decision. You can start with something small, like with toothpaste to buy or which blog to read. This will help you to build trust in your instincts. Eventually, you'll be able to tap into this energy at will and use it for every decision you make in life. Well, I feel like hungry like a wolf. Um, I don't feel like that was their intention, but I feel like after the meal, trust your gut, trust your instincts. I feel like it's telling you that they did, and something ended up happening with them. But I do feel like it wasn't that wasn't their purpose. but it's something that ended up happening, um, that they end up meeting someone and doing all that. So I know, right? And if that was the other one, then we already had that, right? It was this physical attraction, but it doesn't last very long with them. Um, so hopefully that makes sense, Sudeshni. I know. Trust your intuition. Your spidey senses were going off, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donations. Hang in there. All right. All right. Then we have Guerrera means war. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for your donation. And I just have one more donation. So we'll complete that. And then I will gather the free reading information. Free readings I will come back to in my afternoon session. But because my stomach, if you don't hear my stomach, it's growling like crazy. So I'm going to go eat and do a couple things. And then I'll be back on to finish out all free readings this afternoon. All right, so let's give that a love and a like here, Guerra. Whoops. I didn't want to click on that. Stop. How did I get out of that? Okay, there we go. There we go. And I brought it up. Boom. That's something new. Always updating stuff. All right, so Guerrera. Oh, I don't think I posted your uh, timestamp here. Here you go. 3:30:13. With such difficult situations. Oh, no problem at all. They're just situations. Humans, we go through so much stuff. It's the adventure, right? That's how I look at most things anyway. I try to look at everything as it's an adventure. So your husband's female coworker, Lucia, has mentioned to him that she's going through a divorce. Is something afoot between them romantically? Oh, between your husband and your coworker. Oh. All right, we'll take a look here. So let's take a look here. Based on their current energies, is there something romantical going on there? Anything mental, emotional, physical, energetic? All right, we'll take a look here. I do want that here. All right. Anything else we need to know here? All right. Let us take a look. We'll dig in here. And we, of course, will also pull a spill the tea card. See if there's any shenanigans here. Okay. And then, of course, we'll pull a fortune cookie, too, at the appropriate time. All right. So is there anything romantic going on between the two of them here? Let's see here. No, there's a flow energy. We got the 6 of Cups energy with the 4 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. It's an interesting combo between all of this, but there is all these even numbers. There's just this good flow that's happening here between them, and we'll dive into specifically the 4 realms at which we connect with someone, either mental, emotional, um, ener- we did physical and energetic, just to see what's going on with that here. Let's see the T here. Yeah, the true story will come to light, the real story. So nothing can be hidden. Um, Nothing can be hidden here. Um, you know, Even the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups, which is about walking away from emotions and relationships that don't serve anymore. And it feels like they're more just being a comfort with them there, um and being more of a support. We'll find out the deets as we pull these 4 cards here. But I'm just getting flow energy. I'm not getting like obstacle or conflicting energy. and that's why these cards will help because it's either, if I got conflicted cards, it means they're conflicted about, you know, their current relationship and another relationship, right? But if it's flow energy, it's either like, no, things are flowing really good with you guys, or things are really flowing and they're not even conflicted, right? But I don't feel that so much. But we'll take a look here. Let's look here. We'll jump to um, physical first. That's the one that seems to uh, upset us the most and fear that we fear the most as humans right now. I talk about this in my second podcast episode that came out last week. Because it's like, why do we fear physical cheating more than mental, emotional, and energetic cheating? Physical cheating seems to be the one that takes us over the edge, right? So let's take a look. Is there any? No, we just got the 10 of cups is joy, 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 and celebration. And um, it's more uh, trying to lift their spirits energy. This doesn't feel like, if I got like a wands energy of passion, then I'd be like, well, well, well. But this feels more of emotional support animal. That's funny. All right. So let's take a look. So, is there a mental connection going on? Seven of Swords. There is this. I feel like because this is the card of thievery and betrayal energy, and there's something about here. Oh, do you? You're Aquanus. I see. Yeah, and the Seven of Swords is this fear of betrayal. It's like, no, and I feel like your husband, I feel like one of their fears. I feel like they experienced a lot of people getting cheated on, like maybe their mom or dad, or they witnessed, different things or had it happen to them in the past. But there is this, no, I'm not gonna be a betrayer. Um, and so this energy here doesn't I feel like that's a lot of why they're keeping this uh, boundary. I was like, why is there this? I'm like trying to do a square of a boundary around there. Something to be aware of too with this is be aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around that. In fact, if you haven't checked out that podcast for any, this is for everyone. I usually post it at the end, which we're going to end after your reading anyway. But this is the podcast I'm talking about because even in there we talk about how when we focus in on our fear of being cheated on, we actually draw that to us. So our fears draw things. So something that we can do to help us get out of our head and focusing on that and experiencing things that match that is to focus on what we love about someone, what we're grateful about something. So what are you grateful about your husband? When we focus our energy on that, that grows and expands and draws that in instead of drawing in our fears. So that is something to be aware of is where does your fear of being betrayed come in? Where in your past, even back into childhood, when did that come in, right? Okay, very good. Now, emotions, is there emotional ones? No, we got temperance energy here, patience energy, um, Sagittarius energy. So it's not, there's not that kind of uh, connection. It's more like they said, they were referring back to the emotional support animal. It's a coworker, they feel bad. Again, it goes back to their childhood. I feel like their mom or mad at getting cheated on or something like that because it's very much they're like, "Oh, I my heart goes out to them." So I feel like that's what they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry you having to go through that." Um, kind of energy. Is there an energetic connection with them at all? We got the 7 of Wands. Um, and I feel like there is an energy between them. Oh, he's a Sagittarius? But it's past life that's kicking in here. They have had a past life or more together, and that often happens. The circles that we move in are soul circles. We have people that we all interact with, the same people in the same plays over and over again. But it's not a passionate because we didn't it's not that physical attraction. This is an energetic, spiritual, like, what's this draw? You know how we're just drawn to people sometimes and it's not our loins talking or our hearts longing or whatever. It's just like you just feel this connection. It's like bumping into a old friend you haven't seen in a long time. It's more of that kind of energy I feel coming in here. But um yeah, I feel like home is a solid foundation here. Um, but for your adventure, of course, um, this is for you to become aware of where your fears are and then to question those, to transform them, and then to, spend most of your energy that you invest towards your relationship on what you love about them. And then, the gratitude around that. So I like that. Because I feel like the true story that gets revealed is the true story of what you have going on in here, right? Um, and ultimately, we realize my fear of someone cheating means because I'm using their actions to define me, which we talk about in that podcast. Um, so I won't go blah 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 into it if you want to check that out. Yeah, well, definitely. If you haven't checked out that podcast, it is almost an hour. This one's longer. Most of them are only gonna be like 20, 30 minutes, but this one is such a huge piece of our experiences because I talk about some experiences I went through, and then we talk about the human perspective of why people cheat and why we fear it so much and blah, 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 and then Spirit's higher perspective, and then hints from Spirit on how we can make it an easier path instead of a harder path with it all too. So yeah, if it's coming up in a question that comes up and you're wondering, then I would say yes, it's still there. Otherwise, it wouldn't even cross your mind to go, "Oh, what's going on here?" You'd be like, "Blah blah 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 blah," right? Yep, you got the pumpkin for your fortune cookie, card number 30. Let's see what we got here. This is energy of protection, fertility, and prosperity. Uh-oh. No, I'm just kidding. Pumpkins have been a tradition for Samhain for hundreds and hundreds of years. Jack-o'-lanterns were carved to scare away the ghosts and the goblins that were said to roam the streets on Samhain. Carving jack-o'-lanterns originally began with a variety of root vegetables from turnips to potatoes. Pumpkins became the preferred method for the abundance of space for carving, and there's always plenty left over to fashion into dinner and desserts, even drinks. The pumpkin is more than a scare tool for the witch, however, it's a symbol of protection, fertility, and abundance. The pumpkin represents the power of the womb, so it's no surprise that its color corresponds with the color of the sacral chakra, and its size is a symbol of prosperity and having enough to go around. Whoa, you have pulled pumpkin today because you are protected and safe from harm. Boom. There is a presence around you keeping the scary things away from your front door. You can rest easy knowing that your back is guarded. This card can also mean taking some steps to keep negative people out of your life. You may need to reduce the amount of time you spend in some relationships or set some firm boundaries. Doing so will allow you to put your energy where it's needed most. So, if you guys haven't been spending a lot of time together, date night and redistributing your energy, going, yeah, we just don't have time. It's redistributing your energy. That if your relationship with your husband is something that you really, truly you know, is important and you want to keep, then I'm going to focus on what the love I have, um, and the gratitude I have and what I'm grateful for. And I want to spend time with them, right? Yeah. So it's about what's, is it worth, it's like, yeah, does it have to be though, right? So I would say, let's carve out time. I'm not going to try to fit you in between the important things. I'm not going to try to fit myself in between the important things. I'm going to make space for me in my life and space for them in my life. And I like that. So I know, right? Fun. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Hang in there. Um, and yeah, be sure to check out that podcast. I feel like that will help out, and for everyone else too. I also have a giveaway going on for November 5th, which is the Super Beaver full moon in Taurus coming up. You have a chance to win a 30-minute personal recorded reading or Hedge of Peace and Love. So if you're interested, check out that. I also have some specials going on, which here, um, my 15-minute and 30-minute personal recorded readings are selling to the end of the year. Next week, I will be also adding in my 1 hour personal recorded readings, my live readings, and my Hedge of Peace. I'm going to put them all on special all the way through to January 2nd of 2026. So I'll be announcing that. And then next weekend, during my, I'm not going to call them live streams, I'm going to call them undead streams. I'm really, really proud of that. I mean, I love how Spirit brought that through. But we're gonna have drawings every session next weekend. 2 chances to win a 15-minute personal recorded reading, one from donations, one from free readings. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be announcing that next week. This is the tarot deck I was using here, Guerrera. It's the Lumina Tarot by Lauren Aletta. It's a beautiful deck, I know, right? And then also, I have another video I put out called, uh, it was when I was channeling spirit, called Walk Consciously. It's when I did automatic writing. It's only like 5 minutes long, but I channeled my higher self and they gave us some wonderful energy. I have it in the playlist of my podcast, The Easier Path, as well, if you ever want to find that again. All right. So that is the skinny on all those things. I'm going to grab all the free reading information and then I'm going to head off, go eat, and then I'll be back to finish everything out. So we've got Ateshi, we've got Brenda, we've got Eagle, we have Patricia, we have Minu, we have Faith and Love, we have Blessed One, we have CJ. Okay, got that far. Let me scroll down here. Give myself some more room. We have Ankita Moore. So I got yours. And then hopefully Michelle Smith. I'm going to do this. We're going to give you another general reading. It'll be your free reading. And I will also put here your other link to your other one. I'll put that out there for later. All right. And then, let's see. Okay, you said general reading for, let me just add in there, you meant November. Whoops. I'll clarify that. Minu, I saw your second message there. All right. And then Andrea 54 Hector. Grab that. Okay, we did those. Okay, and then there's Leia. I see your specific question there. And then Olivier Vagara. We have yours there. We have Urvashi. You're up there. Okay, we did that. Melissa Hodsick. Oh my God, I didn't even say hi to you. I just now saw you there. So hello, hello, if you're still watching. Okay. Sure, I'm not skipping everyone here. And we have MM 28-5. You might have a different name. Okay. And then Ashish. We have you here. And a DT. Hello, hello. Put you there. Okay, we did those. We did those. We did those. We got Patty. Oh, no, that was we did that one. That was your donation. Hello. All right. Okay, we did those. We did those. Okay. Okay, we did those. Let me just scroll down here. All right. We have Carmel Demont. Cheers there. Okay. Thank you guys for your patience as I'm going through and grabbing these. It's just easier when I grab them from the chat and have it all ready. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. And then we have Maria P. Here is your, whoops, there we go. Jen, we're reading there. We did those. We did those. We did those. We have New Love as well. Okay. Got all that. And then Jazz. I see yours there. Let's grab that. Okay. We did that. We did that. We did those. We did those. Right. We're getting there. We're getting there. I just saw Tim. I'm looking thin. I am actually losing weight on purpose for my high blood pressure, my pre-diabetes, and everything else. So thank you for noticing, though. You're so funny. All right. Okay, and then give back Gerald Tyler. I don't see a question from you. So if you're still here and you have a question, make sure to pop it down for a free reading if you'd like, or any donations. People can do that too. Right, Tim De La Gem, I see your question there. We'll grab that here. It's funny, sometimes I miss some comments, and as I'm reading through, I see them, it cracks me up. All right. Okay, we did those. There's Jojo. We're almost there, everybody. Hang in there. It's a long session, I know. All right. And that was Sudeshni, so we did that. Boom, 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 boom. We did those. We did those. We did those. Cat Goddess. There we go. Boom, boom. All right. All right. We did those. We did those. We did those. Very good. All right. Hey, Sonali. I will get you on the flip side. I been on for 4 hours. I'm going to go eat, but I'm going to be coming back on and I'm going to finish all the free readings. But you'll be up first for your donation. So you'll be up first. It'll probably be about an hour and a half. It'll be less than 2 hours from when I'll return. But you'll be up first, so I will complete your donation, and then I'll go on to all the free readings there. Because I need to go eat. I need to go eat. I'm getting too thin, according to Tim. But we'll take that up. All right. So thank you for your donation, Sonali, and for your patience, and thank you everyone for your patience in getting to the your readings. I'm so grateful for all the thumbs up, all of your love, all your support, and Until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love. You hang in there. You take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun. It's a giant playground. Why are we being so serious? Let's make sure we have some fun. All right. So I love you guys. We'll see you soon.